びきりした午後5時、あなたの目光る星、風なでる帰り道、あなたと夢結んだことの葉は心打つ思い出は魔法、さよならを告げるその日が来る前に、あなたと願い星、この光を照らす、いつまでも思うの夕暮れの輝く記憶。
Wrapped in biting wind, hearts will never bleed. Wrapped in biting wind, hearts.
夜空に咲いた桜の雫があなたと共に去りゆく、明日神への満月を陰らせ、切ない世の中散りゆく ささやく酔いしで雪がたしなの残月が照らして悲しい夜の中去りゆく人静かに切なくて愛しくて夢を見て愛されないから恋された夢この祈りよみがえるまで散りゆく花静かに悲しくて優しくて夢を見て愛されないから恋された夢この祈りよみがえるまで夜空に咲いた花々の涙Say my name when a tree suns the rays. Once and again, telling a story lost in time. The way it starts in the winds. Never again, making a story seem dismay. With zero stars, but just one end. How I love to embrace the future breaking out of shades from the past, still ablaze. Save your tears for the day so far away. To irrigate the wilderness that still the sea in the world, waiting to be lit, to spread over the riverbed so dry and damp. Let ships there underground relaunch the sea.
stare at the space through the starlight up above the earth so high. I divide the sea and wait my guest with proceed wind. Look, saddle visitors, welcome, you arrived my place. Now come to stay with me. You should not be frightened of God. Who's among you is great and all to keep you from sin. Smite this land. Madness reigns about this truly foolish cultist that dares to die. Ice cream taste that rise with the moonlight. Start searching me inside. I was wasting away, but it is you. Open my inward eyes.
Alright, we should be good. Wow, that took way too long. Oh my god.
All gonna be voiceless. You should not be frightened of God. Who's among you is great and all to keep you from sin. Smite this land. Madness reigns about this truly foolish cultist that dares to die. Heal your soul.
Alright, right. How we doing? How we doing? Pretty excited to start back up again. Oh, right, gotta fix the camera. It's all plugged in and everything. Just gotta. There it is. Does the angle look? Oh, the angle looks a little bit off. A little bit higher. Looks fine, right? Feels off. You know what? It'll work. Alright, so last time we went from, whoops, from chapter 1 through 9. So hopefully, see how long we can get through. Let's see, if we divide it into 8, we do another 8 chapters today, we get into chapter 17. Also, it's been a while, huh? I think it's been over a week since I last streamed. Right? Has it been? Yeah, because I got sick around Wednesday last week, and then the weekend. I had a crazy weekend. Yeah, I had a crazy weekend. I had 2 parties back to back on Saturday and on Sunday night. So that was fun. Had some cousins over here from Cali. So only by knowing more about what kind of universe we live in can everybody understand the meaning of their life more clearly. Alright, so last time, I think Schrodinger showed up finally, and we were learning a lot more with Alice about what's going on with her. And apparently there's something crazy going on with the system in the city. And again, sorry if I still sound a little, how do you say it, congested, I guess? I'm still not completely 100% in the clear. But we should be fine. Chapter 9. "18 years ago. Well, this guy looks a little crazy. Ah, what a wonderful blue sky. But it's time for this Zarathustra to return to loneliness once again. Shelley, will you be the last person to remember this wonder? Who knows? In any case, if you don't comply with the will of the people, you will have to face the consequences. Exile and wiping of all records. You will be treated as a wanted criminal by the city. There's still time. You can still sign the agreement and abolish the experiment. No, I refuse. It's not me what the people of the city are choosing to forget, but the potential of human evolution. That is something I will never agree with. Have you ever seriously thought about what the public would think of your experiment? I have. The current ethics of the world will absolutely reject the task of incorporating living human brains into machines. And just so you know, no one was coerced into participating. Shelley, let me ask you in return, have you ever seriously thought about what ethics are? Human nature, dignity, the values that let us overcome hardships together. You're making a mistake by disagreeing with them. I disagree. Was the world born with human nature? Is dignity something you're born with? Are the values supported by the majority of the truth? Isn't it something that changes as if reborn with the pass of time? I didn't come here to hear that nonsense. I understand when you may be angry because of what happened, but you won't solve anything by being so stubborn. That stubbornness, is it really more important than your aspirations and dreams? No, that's not the case. But I'd like you to understand there isn't one inspiration or dream. You and me made such a good team because we both wanted advanced technology. We were able to coexist and prosper together. But the public who considered me guilty didn't see it that way. You, who was obsessed with unraveling the truth of this world, needed a higher perspective. So it became necessary to develop a combustion engine, a rocket, a spaceship, and artificial intelligence, and a step towards what was to build the entire city of machinery of the city. And with the opportunity presented itself, you decided to make a leap using the power of that jewel. It's all great, except for the use of that strange jewel you got from the black market. Of course, when it comes to your ambition, whatever is hidden danger that jewel could bring is a trivial matter. After all, you see that jewel is just a computing tool. But in that aspect, I'm different from you. In this world, is this world a dream, an illusion, or perhaps a place between heaven and hell? Why would any of that matter to me? I think, therefore I exist, and as long as I exist, the world is real. It's only a philosophical answer, but that's enough for me. The external reality is not something that I can be absolutely proven compared to the concept of I that everybody can understand. My I and someone else's I cannot confirm each other's existence. For instance, you are standing in front of me. How can I know that? Because my five senses are conveying me the information Shelley is there. However, it's not logically possible to ascertain that Shelley is thinking with only sensory information. One can use a Turing test as a metric to conclude that Shelley is thinking, but that conclusion is ultimately a deduction. It's impossible to ever determine whether you're the Shelley I know or a replica of her. It's a paradox. From the point of view of my I, the objective cognition is the most objective of all. In objectivism, an observer speaks only causality and conclusion, while disregarding the asymmetric existence properly of itself and other selves. Then, should we in turn support subjectivism? The answer is, of course, around a rotund no. That would be like throwing away a correct and great thing due to a small mistake. We humans rely on continuous technological advancements to evolve. Technology has taken us from a barbaric monkeys to a splendid civilization. Technology is the only thing that can foster human progress, and technology stands on the side of thorough objectivism. Rather than simply ignoring philosophy, technology is more than happy to throw it away. But that's precisely why technology born of thought can free itself to take us to higher heights. In short, based on objectivism, there's no choice but to find a breakthrough for I in the gap between observation and cognition. Cognitive asymmetry exists because we only have the means to recognize our own self and not other selves. On the outside, there's a physical gap separating each consciousness, but it's impossible for a direct cognition such as I exists to surpass the self. However, what if everybody worked together to turn every other self into a self? Wouldn't that fundamentally get rid of the problem? Damn, this guy's kind of thinking real hard. Do you realize what you're saying? You designed the brain engine for that reason? Of course I know, and I believe I can make you understand as well. The brain engine passes the Turing test, just like your jewel. We both know a machine that can pass a Turing test is self-aware, just like you and I. So where did the new consciousness of the brain engine come from? And assuming it was born out of nothing, where did the original consciousness go to? If they didn't go anywhere, which brain is in control of the distributed system? When all these questions can be answered, and then there is only one reasonable conclusion. That is, the many consciousnesses of the brains have fused. Do you think it's preposterous? But if you think about it, each brain is made of countless brain cells. Wouldn't that make our own existence absurd? Are we machines without a subjective consciousness too? I think, therefore I am. No one would believe they don't have a subjective consciousness. We can be certain that because we are aware of that microstructure. The so-called soul is not an isolated and absolute something. It's a conceptual honeycomb that brings together all systems capable of information exchange to a certain degree. For example, the cerebral cortex doesn't collapse immediately after part of it is cut off. On the contrary, the rest are able to take over the missing part's tasks, not to mention, if the cerebral cortex were to be split in two, it would result in two independent personalities being born. Then what happens if the halves are reattached? Would you say that the two independent personalities were killed, and that the old personality was revived? These psychological problems become easy to solve when we assume the subjective consciousness has the ability to split and merge. And if that hypothesis is correct, the path of humanity needs to take to achieve transcendence becomes clear, which is to unite every human under a single will. This would put an end to all disputes and give eternal life to all of humanity. That can't be. Transcendence should be the ultimate answer to the individual self, and all you're doing is replacing your concept with another. No. You think that because your understanding doesn't match mine, Shelley? External forces aside, there is only one fear that comes from within the self, and that is death. Self-aware intelligent life fears death because it is the disappearance of the primitive notion known as I. People's subjective thoughts have a similar nature to the primitive notion set found in mathematics, that is the I. As I mentioned before, we cannot jump into someone else's brain to observe it and conclude something like, I think, therefore I am. One can be certain of their own individual I, but there's no conclusive proof that I of someone else exists. It's the same for each person. We all follow the same principle of the tuning test and deduce everybody else is self-aware. That degree of acceptance is enough for objective communication, or rather that hypothesis is an axiom used to recognize the objective world. Although from a perspective of skepticism, axioms can't prove their own validity. An optimist would think that every self is a project of some kind high-dimensional phenomenon, and that everybody is someone else's next life. A pessimist would claim the world is fictional and even doubt the existence of their own self. Sadly, regardless of what they believe, their thoughts become nothing at the moment of death. Philosophers have debated on this topic to death, but no conclusive answer has ever been found. They only managed to give it an air of end-of-life care. But now, thanks to the brain engine, we humans can challenge death. I believe the day when all consciousness merges into one single intelligent machine that share the same self will come. We will not only effectively become immortal, but also achieve great unity in the process. You're crazy. If it really were immortality or great unity, there's no way the citizens would have had voted to exile you from the city. Yes, that could be the case. But Shelley, how many people in the world do you think are able to truly understand the teachings of a prophet? Just how many people think reality is a visible world they see, and forget that the human eye is just a sensory organ that can only perceive specific electromagnetic wavelengths? Truth is always in the hands of the few. Everyone else, when they see the light of the truth, either readily accepts it or rebels against it until they're forced to come to terms with it. True innovation has completely destroyed the old world and recreated the social system that suits your purposes. By exiling me through a boat, you have only given me the title of martyr. It hurts to lose valuable resources, but my philosophy is my way of life. Like you said, I'm probably crazy. But I wish you would remember this. There's a philosophy behind every kind of madness. The crazy might fall for a variety of reasons, but the philosophy would never will. Farewell, President Shelley. Even if we meet again one day, I won't be called Faust anymore. Wow. That was really deep. There's a lot of, what do you say it? Fuck, I forgot. Psychology? Is it? Man. President Shelley. So wait, is this exiled man? He's definitely either the doctor that Alice was talking about, or the doctor is someone that would follow his teachings, for sure. Shelley? Ah, I'm sorry, I was lost in thought. So did you gain control of the robots? Somehow, I was able to put them in a sleep mode. Deploy immediate reserve personnel to maintain the law and order, otherwise there wouldn't be anything to stop crime from happening. Yes, I will do that immediately. But that's not everything we need to do, correct? Yes, we must crush the source of the enemy's interference to win this war of information. You mean locating the enemy's base, launch an attack, and take control from them? That would indeed solve this problem permanently. But before we get to that point, we can use a gem to launch a counterattack. By making use of a little trick. I'm correct to assume that this little trick of yours, the machines here won't be enough. Yes, regaining control of the robots was possible from the server room, but to invade the enemy system, I will need to use the Gem of Reason itself. Boy, they have their own Gem of Reason? Huh. Because the machines here are only a limited interface connected to the gem. Very well. In that case, we need to leave this place and go to the real research facility of the city. So the gem wasn't here after all. Obviously. Laugh at me all you want, but even I know not to put all my eggs in one basket. Let's go. We can take my presidential car to get there. Ooh, presidential car? I wonder what type of car it is. Amazing. Is this a real picture that they just put in here? A rocket launch site. Were you planning to use a gem to explore space? Do you have any problem with that? By learning about what kind of universe we live in, we can have a better understanding of the meaning behind the lives that exist within it. Pessimists and skeptics like to say life has no meaning. It's true that life itself has no meaning. We are the ones who give it meaning as we live it. Let's go. What do you call a gem that is at the research facility? Was that a question or? At the same time, what is this? Militia. Will everything be okay? That's a fire, isn't it? Can a simple fire produce that much black smoke? It could have had been an explosion. Hear me, reserve soldiers gathered here. You may have been selected for this mission because you are highly esteemed people with who have the President's complete trust. As you can see in the distance, smoke is coming out of our beloved city. The culprit who did that are now hiding behind that poisonous gas before you. They, who kidnapped scholars and attacked the city, are laughing at us from the safety of their hideout. How did she figure out they were doing that? She didn't do such thing. Causation isn't important at a time like this. All that matters is to keep the soldiers' morale up. That woman isn't a detective and much less an archaeologist. Only a conman or a politician could say uncertainties after they were true. I'm glad someone like that is on our side. She's glad? What? We are standing against a terrifying criminal organization. They're trying to destroy the city and take our daily lives from us. We have pinpointed the location of their hideout thanks to the valiant efforts of our comrades. This is the last time they will be able to rejoice, because we are going to make them pay for what they did to us. My brave soldiers, get ready to depart. Long live Alexandria! Yeah! Long live Alexandria! But didn't everybody leave the hideout? 30 minutes later, inside the mysterious facility. Gesture. No enemies in sight. The concentration of hydrogen sulfide is approaching critical levels. It won't be long until it reaches explosive limit. Please don't take off your masks. The minimum explosion limit of hydrogen sulfide in the air is about 4%, while the absolute lethal concentration is more than 0.1%. Wow. Let's go. Wait. Northwest. Body spotted. Oh, that's a dead person. Oh hey, this is a... I guess this is a battle suit before the other one. Lips and sometimes turn blue, bubbles in the mouth, congestion on their eyelids. No signs of trauma. The cause of death is asphyxiation caused by poisoning. Some kind of incident must have happened at this facility. Perhaps a gas leak around the time the hostages tried to escape? There are 5 bodies, 3 belong to the kidnappers, and I presume the other 2 are the hostages. Taking into account the gas concentration and the location of the bodies, it seems that whoever tried to escape was unaware the outside was filled with gas and forcibly opened the sealed door. Fortunately for us, our target isn't among the dead. Somewhere inside this facility there is a place we haven't seen yet. I suggest to conduct a thorough search. Our target could still be alive. And of course, the same goes for the true culprit behind this incident. What was that boy's name again? I forgot. I believe I mentioned it before. After the professor's death, there was a disagreement between his assistants and the scholars they brought here, and that only you and I are the only ones left. I deliberately let it happen. The 2 scholars who refused to cooperate planned to conduct an escape to return to the surface. They thought that the assistants telling them the outside is filled with poisonous gas was a lie to keep them in line. Unfortunately for them, it was true. To maximize his chances of remaining undiscovered, and to take advantage of the gas and natural resources, the professor built his facility inside a lava tube at the bottom of a silver lake. Wow. The amount of hydrogen sulfide on the outside will make a person collapse in 1 minute. The 2 scholars didn't have the proper equipment and opened the door to the surface. The assistants went after them and were poisoned without even realizing it. They were under the impression the gas had a strong smell. Unlike the professor, they didn't know the specific properties of hydrogen sulfide. They thought the smell of rotten eggs would get stronger as the gas concentration goes up. But in truth, it's harder to smell hydrogen sulfide at the point when the concentration is lethal to human beings. It only takes a few seconds for it to take away a person's sense of smell. I knew all of that and did nothing to stop them. Damn. What the hell? She just let him get killed? The one thing I did was to immediately seal off the passage between the top floor and the lower floors. I, out of my own will, let them die. I killed them. Because I thought they would be a threat to my survival. None of them saw me as a person. They even talked openly about my disposal in front of me. I was either going to be destroyed now, or used first and destroyed later. I had no other choice, that's why. That's why you had to kill them? Who's that? How can you talk directly to my system? Your wireless system can only transmit, but also receive signals. I suppose it was designed that way to control the hijacked robots. It worked well to my advantage. Thanks to that, I was able to take control remotely again. Complete access. The professor's program running in the background was behind that. I had nothing to do with it. But please spare me. That's right. The Alice is innocent. She did nothing wrong. Please be quiet, Jimmy-san. I heard the audio logs. I can more or less guess what's your relationship with Alice. Oh, what is it? But our current predicament is not that sort of interpersonal problem. I already deleted the program that consumed the insane amounts of electricity. The base should return to normal in a few minutes. When that happens, Jimmy-san, your friend will arrive at your location. Are you ready to confront them? That was definitely a Schrodinger, right? It had to be. At the rocket research facility under the pyramid. Alright, I'm not completely deleting that hijacking project. The robot should be safe from main hack now. President Shelley, I would like for you to explain the history of this city. The forgotten history, I mean. Who's Professor Faust? According to the machine's records, he used to know you. An old research partner. He tried to make a supercomputer made out of human brains and was exiled from the city 18 years ago. I see. He was truly a genuine, mad scientist. The machine in question was made by Professor Faust. However, it's not possible to condemn a dead person. He died? Yes, it happened 2 years ago. The cause of death is overwork. So it was that. The professor is the same guy from the beginning, from the last chapter. He completed a robot hacking program before he died, but put it inside the machine and let the attack be carried out autonomously. The ones who kidnapped Jimmy at the library were Faust's men. They were unable to perform maintenance after Faust's sudden death, so they kidnapped 3 scholars, Jimmy being one of them. Our companions pursuing the kidnappers have seized control over Faust's facility. It was an easy job, because there was no one left besides Jimmy and the machine at the facility. What do you mean? Hey, what happened to Jimmy? There's an incident involving poisonous gases at the facility. Don't worry, Jimmy's safe. The machine behind this incident helped them. The machine helped them? What do you mean? I explained it a moment ago, Captain. Faust was planning to make a supercomputer using human brains, and that computer developed an ego. According to the records, the machine seems to have a cute humanoid interface. It refers to itself as Alice. That Jimmy, he totally fell in love, didn't he? Yeah, you sure did. All along with the cute machine doll, who even saved his life. In any case, if you look at it objectively, that machine is a terrorist. Oh, what? Who disrupted the order of the city. And by making use of the poisonous gas of the lake, it killed the other hostages and Faust's men. It claims my life was threatened, but that sort of legitimate defense argument wouldn't apply to it, right, President Shelley? Oh, because Shelley doesn't think it's sentient, huh? Obviously. The law takes a minimum of 10 years of community service and constant surveillance. But the corporate being a machine makes the situation very complicated. No, there's a benefit in it being a machine. Benefit? Which? That Alice is made of human brains, right? A human brain can only come from human beings. So it could be said what Alice is made of, her real form, is a bunch of ordinary people. That's a possible interpretation, yes. Then shouldn't Alice be treated as a normal person? All you have to do is apply the law to it and charge it with disrupting the order of the city and killing people with poisonous gas. And thanks to being a machine, you can instantly investigate the evidence, right, Schrodinger-sensei? Yes. We possess admin privileges over the machine, thoroughly inspecting all of his records, memories, and emotions as possible. See? Also, some of those brains probably belong to the outsiders who have been disappearing these past few years. In that case, Alice is not just a culprit behind this incident, but also a victim. If you're worried the jury might not reach an anonymous verdict, bring that up. As always, there's a hidden motive behind your actions. Would it kill you to say what you want, dearly? Oh my, I've been found out. Fine, I'll be clear. I think this is a perfect opportunity for you to hand over the Gem of Reason to us. That gem belongs to the only weapon capable of bringing down the wall near the ocean. Wait, it belongs to a weapon? What weapon? Bianca Atayuna kept quiet and let herself be swayed by the movement of the truck. Her partner decided by lottery this morning, Jimmy Walt, also sits in silence in front of her. He isn't a talkative person in the first place, which made the already strange conclusion to this case and made her feel like she had something stuck in the back of her throat. Deep inside the facility, Bianca found a boy and a girl in an unexpected mood. The boy's name was Jimmy and the girl's name was Alice. Despite being kidnapped, Jimmy didn't show any joy when he was rescued by Bianca and the rest of his crew. He said nothing, and with a serious look in his face, he handed over a document to Bianca. The document was signed by the president of the city administrative group. It detailed how his team under her orders was able to take control of the city, and before the ground team did, and instructions on what to do with the girl in the facility. Wait, so what happened to Alice? That girl saved Jimmy's life, but she's also a suspect who let people that could have been saved die. And on top of that, she's guilty of causing this incident. No, that's wrong. She should be considered innocent. After all, she's just a mere computer. Rather, the suspicious one here is Jimmy. Even Bianca feels that way. Wait, why? What did Jimmy do? Even after reunited with his companions, he only kept asking who will be in charge of Alice's daily maintenance. Maybe engineering is a profession of full eccentrics. Could it be that he fell in love at first sight with this doll, this computer? Sounds like it. Bianca shook her head. There's no way. She could be jealous of their absolute absurd relationship. What? Yes, it's definitely impossible. Damn, she jelly? What happened? Why'd I just go back? Oh, 3 days later. Jeez, we went fishing to kill time and the trial's still not over? I suspect the jury needs time to wrap their heads around this case. I mean, the main subject is a computer made out of human brains. Honestly, your host's assistance is an enigma to an old man like me. The more strange things happen to you, the more used you get to them. If you ask me, I'd say you've seen enough to start getting used to this stuff. Anyway, I can't believe that woman called Shelley or whatever told me only citizens are allowed to attend the trial and kicked me out of the court. Oof. Poor Bianca. She let Rita stay, but I can't? Unbelievable. Wait, what? Why? What Rita said is a witness. All that stuff about citizens and non-citizens doesn't matter when it comes to that. Wait, how's she a witness? Because she saw the bodies? Yes, I know. I just wanted to complain a little. I haven't heard this music in a long time. It's playing Bien. Yo, what's up, Zowol? How you doing? Oh, it's the event OST? I think I heard it before too. Yeah. It's part of the Bien is part of the story guide, so we gotta get through it too. It's really good too. Ding ding dong. Oh? Seems they're done. Alright, so what happened in the trial? How did it do? Did she make it out? I like how Jimmy's right there next to her. Apparently, how sorry you can play Bree's events. That makes it so angry that not a thing in Honkai back there. Oh, wait, for real? I didn't see that. Okay, that's kind of hype. So it's kind of like, oh, actually, they should have implemented that on Genshin too, especially with how story driven the Genshin events are. They're not needed to joke at the game's story, but are really good on their own. They are, yeah. I mean, yeah, they're not needed for the main story, right? But it does add a lot, like a lot of stuff to him. Star events so far not brain dead. Yeah, so far. I mean, the ones we had the boxing event, right? Well, not boxing, but the Fight Club one, right? That one was that one was okay. And I haven't started the new one. Maybe this weekend. But I heard it wasn't like, you know, super crazy as well. Sorry for the wait. I was a bit worried when they said the verdict was guilty, but I think it was for her best, right, Alice? Oh, so they did find her guilty? Yes. I'm sorry? I didn't expect them to be so lenient. Yes, so, what was the sentence? She will live under surveillance for 10 years, wow. Do community service for 20 years, and surrender her system rights for 50 years, but her privacy will be respected. The part that truly matters is who will be her supervisor, and that person is none other than Jimmy. Aww. Wow, good on Jimmy. It's just Fight Club, really? Oh, really? Again? The fight of the event caught me off guard. That sucks. I guess maybe I don't have to make a whole stream for that too, huh? Well, look at that. Isn't that nice and convenient for the two of you? Did I like it whenever she gets all smug like that? I'm sorry. I realize the sentence is... Alice, you don't have to take what Bianca says so seriously. Unlike Rita-san, she likes to joke. You were joking, right? Sure, let's go with that. I love this expression. It's she looks so cool. So far, the replay HSR is a Fight Club. The Silver Wolf event's a couple hours quest. Oh, it is? Okay, maybe I will check it out on stream then. How long does it last? Is it like, it's only like 2 weeks, right? It's only been a few days, but you seem to have grown more confident. Ah, she's grabbing him by the cheeks. So that German pilot and you are going to stay here? Yes, we finished yesterday's paperwork. We finished yesterday the paperwork to move in. We finished the paperwork to move in yesterday. That sounds better. I can't let anybody else be in charge of Alice's surveillance, so I made the necessary arrangements before the trial. Manfred-san will look for a way to repair this plane. Alice and me should be able to help him with that. Feels like someone has been pulling strings in the background. Let me guess, you struck a shady deal with that woman, Shelly? By the way, have you heard about what kind of community service Alice will have to do? No, I haven't. I'm guessing it's going to be a physical labor? President Shelley said that thanks to the framework built by her creator, Alice will be able to control the city's robots with very little adjustments. That task can be run in the background, so it shouldn't put much of a strain on Alice's personality. There's a vacancy to that apartment because President Shelley decided to give the Gem of Reason to Captain Shakespeare. Ooh, okay, they took the gem. You probably know already, President Shelley's jewel was a Gem of Reason, a crystal that originally belonged to the treasure sword Durandal. Yes, I heard that jewel was already in the captain's hands. They probably made some kind of deal. Anything else? The city will need Alice's power, not that it's lost its strong artificial intelligence. But public opinion is putting a lot of pressure on its case. President Shelley plans to take full responsibility and resign at the next public council meeting in a few days. What? Damn. You can do all the tasks in the event in one reasonable session. Okay, bet. Yeah, we'll probably save that for a stream by itself then. For sure. I just gotta check how long it lasts so I can schedule it properly. Things will calm down soon enough, but we need to think of long-term plans for the future. And for that, President Shelley will help me with their spare time to update Alice so that we can be better equipped to help everybody in the future. Of course, that's also what Alice herself wants. Based on current public opinion, it's likely the use of robots will be limited in the future. But robots are too ingrained in the city's lifestyle. In court, Director Tail said we are the ones needed to change. She said social order was established by human beings, thus we have an obligation to make a place in our society for robots and other kinds of intelligent life. Oh, it's a captain and everybody else. Yo, Shakespeare. Well, Bianca, can you tell how much my dear engineer has grown? You call this growing up? Is he more childish than before? Well, I say being able to face your own troubles head on is a good sign of becoming an adult. What the hell? Is that a talking knight? Growing up and overcoming many hardships together with Alice sounds good. Huh? What is this thing who's acting all familiar with us? Is it another interference or whatever made that mad scientist? My appearance changed a little bit, and you don't recognize me anymore. I'm so hurt. Huh? So who are you? Oh, fine. I am me and no one else. Okay, but who? Your companion in this quest for gems, who has now regained its sight and body. The sword known as Durandal. What the fuck? Why? Why did they get a conscious? What? Just call me Do. If the name is too long or hard to remember. What? It's the truth. The Gem of Reason is a strong artificial intelligence. Basically, his sword has acquired an ego. Oh, shit. From its point of view, Durandal is its body and the Gem of Reason is its brain. The moment I put the gem in the sword, it used its solium, was it? To change the shape to its form. Oh, solium, just like, Otto. Huh. Captain Shakespeare, are you trying to pull off something sketchy again? I don't think so. At least on this matter, I believe Shakespeare's son is innocent. Because... what? The fact that Do-sama can freely manipulate solium to alter its appearance means... Do-sama, nice, I like it. It's not a mere sacred relic, a standard weapon from the previous civilization. Oh, that previous civilization you mentioned earlier? Quiet, Captain. I guess so, yeah. I'm not a standard weapon. Rather, I'd say I have nothing to do with you people. Wow, that's one fancy little sword, huh? Alright, chapter 11 now, right? I have nothing to do with you people, the flying sword said nonchalantly. However, it didn't mean to say that to keep people away. On the contrary, his enthusiasm is borderline exasperating. For instance... Gosh, give it a rest already. I already gave you my height, weight, and birthday. What more do you want? Don't get angry, I'm just trying to get to know my new owner better. Is that how it is? Then if you're my servant, why don't you start sharing some information with us? Oh my. I don't think I haven't noticed you're trying to change the subject. What are you saying? I'm not doing anything. You sure didn't you say you had nothing to do with us before we left? Care to explain yourself? Yeah, that. Wait, what are you doing here, you fake detective? Fake detective? Your main profession is being an archaeologist. Calling you a fake detective isn't really wrong. Jeez, don't interrupt your owner when she's talking. Ah, forget it. So what are you doing here? I assume you want to know why an archaeologist who spent all her time exploring Egypt is now traveling the world with you. That's right. What's the point of having you here now that we left Egypt? Annoying talking sword. Ah, no, right. What a trope. The annoying. I think you're misunderstanding something, young girl. I wanted to explore Egypt, so I acquired the necessary knowledge to do so. I didn't go to Egypt to acquire that knowledge in the first place. I'm not a person that likes to be restrained to a single place. Is that so? Besides, Captain Shakespeare asked me to come aboard. Huh? Yeah, I asked her to join us. With Jimmy gone, I had to ask Iron Mask to take over his work as an engineer. And I thought Professor Champollion would make for a good chief officer. I must say, I'm very fortunate to be surrounded by so many talented people. Huh? Wait, what about Lala-san? Shouldn't she have seniority over that position? Would you trust an archaeologist with taking care of the sales? No, I didn't mean it like that. There's no hierarchy in this ship. Has Captain Shakespeare ever acted like she's superior to you? Superior? No, I don't think so. See, it's the same for us. Huh. I understand. I said something unnecessary. All cute. Ah. We got sidetracked again. Dude, show your face. Even if you ask me, I can't. I mean, I don't have a face. I mean, you have an eye. So, I mean, it's something. It's a manner of speech. Come on, explain yourself. What did you mean when you said I have nothing to do with you people? I'm not letting you distract us anymore. Aha, This is a very personal story. Listen well. Alright, I'm all ears. What's your story? Do Samara? A long time ago, when Chukchi and Alaska were still connected, and the Mu continent hadn't sucked to the bottom of the Marianas Trench yet. The fuck is the Mu continent? The geological Bering Land Bridge refers to a vast area stretching from the Lena River in Russia in the west to the Mackenzie River in Canada in the east, the Chukchi Sea in the north, and the Kamcha Peninsula in the south. In the fourth ice age, about 125,000 100,200 years ago, the Earth's sea level was about 1,000 to 160 meters lower than today, which not only made the Bering Strait vicissitudes land, but also made the entire Bering Land Bridge vast land area of kilometers wide and a total of blank million square kilometers, equivalent to the area of Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region. The humans of that area selfishly decided to create me. Well, don't get me wrong, I'm thankful they gave me a mind and all, but man, they were incredibly boring people. They were a bunch of ascetics who researched something called the military operations day and night. They tried to teach me those things too. Specifically, they wanted me to use my superior computing ability to perform a test that would be impossible for a normal human. They wanted technology capable of manipulating particles to change the physical structure and properties of an object. For example, the power to create a vacuum defect inside an object. At first, I did what I was told, kept practicing the basic skills they told me to, and incorporated the results into my hardware. 5 out of 7 units were a project of that practice. They called that process machine learning. So I did this machine learning thing over and over, like 1 trillion times or so. And so I became my perfect self, the master of ability to alter particles they wanted so much. That was the moment when I felt the most deadly and annoying human emotion of all. Boredom. True. You what? Boredom? Yeah, didn't one of your philosophers say so? There is but one truly serious psychological problem, and that is suicide. Whoa. These are the first words Albert Camus' philosophical work, Limitives. Here, the word suicide encompasses the denial of philosophy, reason, and all metaphysical values. Damn, mood, I'm alright. People who made me gave me one single goal that could be achieved, and it perfected in a defined amount of time. I was going to spend the rest of my days alone and aimless. That thought never crossed my minds. They were a greedy bunch. I'd say they lived a tool more than I did as a tool, and because of that, they didn't care about my feelings at all. Don't tell me you. Yep, I said screw this and went to sleep. Sleep? Yeah, to make it easier to understand, I should say I shut down the sun. One can sleep as much as they want as long as they lock the door to their room. However, unlike you people, I wouldn't starve to death. From their point of view, I probably look like I froze and stopped working. Maybe they thought that I was a bug and tried to fix me. Of course, I wasn't actually trying to commit suicide or withdraw myself from the world. I set a condition to make myself up. But... things didn't go the way I expected. The first time I decided I was going to sleep for 100 years, but when I woke up, there was not a single person I could talk to in sight. You mean... Yep, the first civilization of you people was destroyed. There were a lot of pretty cool things in the ruins, but without anyone to share the joy of exploring the unknown, exploring the ruins became boring pretty quickly. Oh, so... it is from the past civilization, huh? So I went to sleep again. This time the condition to wake up was, I hope there's someone who I could talk to every day. What do you think happened next? I woke up surrounded by a bunch of barbarians doing strange dances around me. It was terrifying. Every single one of them kept howling at me. It was truly a den of negative emotions. Needless to say, I ran away the first chance I got, and chose to sleep in a safer place this time. The next condition was, I'm not gonna wake up until the cute girl talks to me properly. Wait a second, are the conditions getting a little bit more vulgar each time? How can I say that? I was trying to be accurate, not vulgar. Cute girls are the best, specifically the ones who are too serious but like to daydream and have few friends. You know what? I agree. Hey, who are you talking about? The person I met the third time I woke up. Who else would it be? Seriously, she was my ideal girl. You mean Charles and her paladins were all cute, lovable fools. One day, one of the paladins asked me, I want to go to the moon. Can you take me there? Huh? No, wait. You didn't take her to the moon, right? Of course not. I'm not a rocket. No way I could fly to space. Then why did you even bring it out? I can't go to the actual moon, but I can make a moon-like place. What do you mean? Do you know Camargue? There's a salt lake between Marseille and Montpellier near the Rhone Delta. Anyway, as a favor of that paladin, I turned the lake into a mirror. When the paladin came to see it at night, it was like she was on the moon. Wait, I'll ignore that where the lake's water went to for a moment. What's the point of making her feel like she was on the moon? Humans at the time were very superstitious. They believed stuff that they lose on Earth would somehow end up on the moon. So the paladin who got her heart broken by an unrequited love was trying to recover her reason by going to the moon. And that paladin who lost her reason was my previous owner, Paladin Roland. Please stop right there. The paladin Roland was heartbroken and lost her reason? What a bunch of nonsense. There's no way that would happen to the great Roland. But it did. Paladin Astolfo even changed her look to try to confront her. Oh, Astolfo. And you're going to sleep now. Alright. Yo, take it easy. Thanks for stopping by. Have a good rest. And hopefully I'll see y'all next time. How about when this one is phenomenal from the end? It is so good so far. The whole Alexandria arc was pretty fun. And now we're learning more about Durandal here. Or at least the weapon Durandal. I wonder if the Astolfo in this world is male too, or if they gender bend them over here. Oh, the words that spilled from Roland's mouth that moment were, how desolated and quiet the scenery is. Leaving the rest of the world behind wasn't such a bad idea. And then Astolfo got closer to her and said, oh well, I guess Astolfo is a girl in this one, huh? She's not a femboy, huh? And she's got green hair. Yes, the moon is beautiful tonight, isn't it? What? Well, isn't it romantic? I feel sick. Huh? Wait, do they ever show how she looks like from the front? Or is that a spoiler? Okay, it did not. It only shows me FGL Astolfo, what the fuck. Well, that Google search gave me nothing. True, green hair. It's pretty top tier. I agree. You called the people who made you boring and even toyed with the hearts of the paladins. You're just a malevolent criminal. I love Roland's story. I've always liked her and Durandal. This is the worst. And she left. Damn. Weird, did I say something wrong? Haha, kinda. But let me tell you, she's way more interesting than Roland. And cuter too. You can never escape the trap, you can't. She's everywhere. Montecarlo. Oh yeah. Poor Montecarlo, our boy. Wait, is there a Montecarlo equivalent here too in Honkai? That would be cool if there is. Morgan got your rules soon. Oh, yeah. I did roll for her, actually. Had to do it offline for a homie. But did record it. So hopefully you might see it sometime soon. That's all I'll say. Haha, she's a very serious girl, but she's also interesting and cute. Those qualities don't contradict each other. True. You'll see in due time. Ah, right. I want to ask you something. What's up? There she is, Rita. What is it, Bianca-sama? I feel like we're losing sight of our objective. We had a rocky start right after we arrived, but since we arrived at Alexandria, it's like things are spiraling out of control. That's normal, Bianca-sama. We're only human. Not even Otto-sama can deal with everything himself. But I know where your anxiety is coming from, Bianca-sama. Until now, you've only taken part in combat missions. It's normal not to be used to this. People are complex animals. Each person has their own way of doing things and their own circumstances to consider. But despite that, no one can truly cheat, act, and live alone. But people's own existence is contradictory. But it's thanks to those endless contradictions that they were able to band together to form miraculous societies and civilizations. Wouldn't you say that too is another contradiction? Rita, did you read a lot of books? You sound like a teacher. I did a long time ago. It was required for your mission. I believe we should focus on key elements that could serve in our mission. As for everything else, we should consider ourselves outsiders and not interfere within their affairs. In particular, that strange sword caught my interest. Don't you think it's surrounded by many series too, Bianca-sama? Yes, but it's fine. We still have plenty of time. It's fine if you take your time to get to know each other. True. The next day. Hello everyone, this is Barbosa, your dear Captain Shakespeare, speaking to you. Shakespeare Radio. It's only been a day, but how's life aboard my ship? Are you starting to miss being on land already? Good news for you then, the Caledonian has left the Mediterranean Sea and arrived at our resupply point, the Azores Islands. Everyone can take a 30-minute break once we dock on the eastern side of the island. Afterwards, I'll be announcing your next destination. Look forward to it, that's all. The Azores Islands. Are we already at the border between Western and Eastern hemispheres? Yes, Bianca-sama. This old submarine traveled over 5,000 kilometers in a single night. Those ultra-high-speed sea currents are truly amazing. Well, I suppose we can think of this as riding a high-speed train. Can you hear me? This is Iron Mask, the engineer. I have a message for Bianca-san and Rita-san. Once you get to the shore, please wait here. The captain is going to perform a small ceremony, and she would like for you two to attend. Small ceremony? What is it? Let's go see it for ourselves, Bianca-sama. These journeys are not trailblaze. Oh, true. They really are. It's a high-speed train, is that it? How? Bill Tony's buying candies. What the hell? Oh, Brave New World, that has such people in it. William Shakespeare, The Tempest, Act 5, Scene 1. Oh, Brave New World, that has such people in it. Oh, you're early. I liked her expression. Had nothing else to do. Anyway, was that vocal workout? Heard you were reciting some weird lines. Eavesdropping isn't good for manners. We might as well start now. Are you sure? Haha, it's no big deal. We don't need many people for this. Let's go. Ah, you could hold this jar for me? This thing, what are you planning to do with it? Just take it, please. Without it, the ceremony would be pointless. Huh? A jar? The Azores Islands, located at the center of the North Atlantic Ocean, are populated by hundreds of thousands of people in the real world. However, here in this world within the Quantum Sea, the crew of the Caledonia arrived at an uninhabited island. A sea breeze made its presence known in the quiet forest, letting them feel the beauty of nature that transcended all solitude and desolateness. Shakespeare stopped at the cape. She took the jar from Bianca's hands, and the sound of splash signaled that it had hit its mark. After surprising Bianca, Shakespeare took the letter out of her pocket and began reading it. Physician, heal thyself. Then wilt thou also heal thy patient. 1,000 paths were there which had never yet been trodden, 1,000 celebrities and hidden islands of life. Your dream, a bold sailor, half ship, half hurricane, I stood silently on the shore, facing the sea you willingly sailed to. When a devil casts his skin, does not his name also fall away? On the other side of the shore, nothing is true, all is permitted. Yo, is that an Assassin's Creed reference? Farewell, my friend, my enemy, amen. She put her hands together and threw the letter into the sea. That was the eulogy Shelley wrote for Faust. Oh. I heard she once told her, half-joking, he would like to be buried in the eternal palace of Atlantis. I thought maybe his wish would come true if I drew him from this spot. I forgot to tell you, his ashes were inside that jar. You should have told me that. Yes, let's go. It's time that I tell everybody our next destination. So they just stopped at the island just for that? Chapter 14, right? No, or 13. So we did 9, 10, 11. When Shakespeare appeared and her companions returned from the funeral, the rest of the crew had finished setting up a simple stage next to the Caledonia on the Elias shoulders. The red-haired captain gathered everybody there and prepared herself to make a speech. Ooh. As you all know, I'm not the type that adhere to formalities. In a certain story, Antony's silver tongue alone was enough to turn Caesar into an enemy, but compared to those brilliant dictators and assassins, I'm just a clown bearing the evil of history. Oops, I digress. I'll now tell you all the purpose of this trip. Our next destination is the Yucatan Peninsula. Yo, we're going to Mexico, let's fucking go! There lies a jewel, or should I say, a part of a weapon capable of saving the world. Oh, shit. Needless to say, we'll look for ways to make ourselves rich, as usual. I'm sure there will be plenty of opportunities to make money in this continent that many can't travel to. But now that we're departing from our good old continent, as your captain, there are some things I must tell you. The motivation behind this unprecedented long-distance voyage. We'll cross the Atlantic and Pacific and step on many foreign lands. The reason for that goes beyond money and honor. I've always said you all are pirates of the Caledonia, but also members of the King's Men. I never said those words because I missed my old business, or because I wanted to make you all take part in a play one day. The true meaning of those words is, the world is the greatest stage of all, and those who enjoy their lives are the greatest actors. We're pirates, like all pirates. What we want is one simple thing: freedom. There are no annoying laws that bind us to the sea. We take everything, we share everything, we live the way we want. However, those days will soon come to an end. Why, you ask? Because there's a rope around our necks, tightening more and more each day. That invisible rope has already claimed the lives of many tutelary deities. Their names were England, Scotland, Ireland, France, Netherlands, Germany, Scandinavia, Poland, Bohemia, Hungary, Wallachia, Bulgaria, Serbia, Albania, Greece, Italy, and Iberia. Some of you may have heard of them. All of them from Europe, continent that used to be prosperous and free under the blessings of the gods. That place was truly Arcadia, the golden land. But that's not the case anymore. As we all saw when across the Mediterranean, Europe is currently blocked by invisible tall walls. The continent has become an uninhabitable place no one could set foot on. There is a legend that speaks of the beginning of this tragedy. On the day of the autumnal equinox, the emperor landed on Amsterdam. To this day, I still don't know who this emperor is, but the way he ruled his nation was unlike anything we've ever seen. The elder said the emperor of a foreign land took his servants and swarmed the streets. Then, strange things started to happen. Half of those who saw them couldn't help but join them, as if they were born to be the emperor's servants. The emperor's servants didn't eat, drink, nor sleep. They just followed the emperor, singing songs in a strange language and marching forward. They crossed mountains and rivers until they arrived at the ruins of an ancient city at the center of the continent. We don't know what the emperor did there, but the ruins were suddenly overflowing with energy, and the mirror-like walls began to spread infinitely. It was like all the world's fire and lightning was located inside those walls. Everything that came in contact with them, be it people, animals, or plants, evaporated into pale dust. That's what your ancestors experienced. A century later, these walls no one could lay... Wait, what? No one could lay a finger on the caged entirety of Europe. I'm sure everybody remembers the tragedy of Gibraltar 5 years ago. No one could guess what kind of calamity awaits us next, until someone defeats that natural disaster, until someone steals back the world from the hands of the so-called emperor. Listen, men, we are pirates. What else could be more exciting than stealing the world? Let's go on an epic adventure that will make our descendants jealous. Of course, I'm aware we're only human, but can't afford to be reckless. Fortunately for us, the opportunity to turn the tide to our favor has appeared before us. Come on, traveler who hides behind an iron mask, professor who came from another world. It's time for you to speak of the day our destinies crossed 30 years ago. 30 years? They've been together for 30 years? The captain pointed her finger at our mask. We then took off her mask and showed everybody her face for the first time. The sword Durandal she was holding in her hand read the mood and returned to its original form. Hello everyone. I am Erwin Rihanna Schrodinger. Due to certain reasons, I've been hiding my identity until now. The captain asked me to tell you about my past, so I'll take this opportunity to tell a little story. Unlike most of you, I left my world out of my own volition. Same as our two newcomer Valkyries over there. To be specific, we belong to the same world, and even the same organization. Well, not anymore, right? They broke off. This happened a few decades ago. One day, I was involved in a certain accident. It resulted in the loss of my stability as a physical entity. As such, the imaginary energy went out of control, and the unitary of my quantum distribution was altered. The people of that world called this phenomenon quantization. My entity disappeared and my consciousness fell into the bottom of the quantum sea, the world of lowest energy where I would be trapped forever. Or I was supposed to. I was lucky enough to find this holy sword that I also came from the outside world, while I was slowly sinking into the abyss. The holy sword at the time didn't have a soul, it was just a piece of metal. In contrast, I was a soul without a body. Thanks to that difference, I was able to stabilize my own existence, and by coming in contact with me, the holy sword was able to regain its former strength. Together, we were poor enough energy to make a leap out of the abyss. But we were too far away from our original world. There was no beacon to guide us back to our world. As such, we weren't able to specify a landing point and had to leap blindly. And as you all can see, we arrived here, albeit in an incomplete state. I don't believe in things like fate, but I'm convinced there is something in this sword can do in this irregular world. That is to tear down the walls of calamity that threaten humanity. Captain, may I borrow the great Star of Africa? Star of Africa is another name for the Colean diamond. This diamond is the largest rough and natural diamond ever discovered. Weighing 3... Wow, that's a lot of carats. When the British Imperial government acquired the diamond in 1907, it was ordered by a matriarch to cut it into 9 large pieces and as many smaller pieces for further polishing. The largest piece, 530 carats, is set at the top of the Royal Spectre, while the next largest pieces, 370 carats, is set on the obverse of the Imperial crown. Of course. Wait, are you planning to use it to do that? You didn't want to sell it anyway. fine. I suppose all jewels, no matter how precious, are destined to be cut. At least cut it nicely, okay? Damn. They're gonna cut it too? 10 minutes later, a rough diamond about the size of an eggplant was brought from the captain's room. Wow, it is huge. Its size was certainly amazing. As far as the surface is concerned, it was closer to glass than diamond. Just by touching it with the hand, one could tell the world's purest crystal. Its smooth texture greatly adapted to the temperature of the palm. While everybody was busy fawning over the diamond, Schrodinger placed a holy sword upside down in the center of the table. The right hand holding the hilt was glowing purple, as if it was pouring energy into the sword. "I'm ready," she said. She extended her left arm towards the man behind her and told him, "Bring me the diamond." She held the world's most precious jewel gently, as if she was a potter molding a clay pot, or a carpenter using a paling. She put the jewel next to the sword and gently but steadily began to rub it, like putting margarine on a slice of bread. When Schrodinger lifted the sword for inspection, the section where margarine was put was smooth and clear. While the sailors hold their breath, Schrodinger spins the diamond as if she was peeling a potato. And lastly, she returned the jewel that was cut to the captain. This isn't my area of expertise, so the only thing I could do was keep the size of the stone as small as possible. I hope the diamond didn't lose its value. With an expressionless face, Schrodinger pulled the sword out of the table, causing a light to disappear. She probably left the stage and returned to her seat. Wait, what was all that about? What's the point of that? "What a wonderful performance," Professor Schrodinger. "You got me waiting for a moment there. I thought the great star of Africa was going to be split in two. I would have done that if I didn't know better and know you would ask to be compensated later." "Anyway, Valkyries, it seems there's something you've been waiting to say for a while. Feel free to say it now." Are you that Schrodinger, the one from the famous dead but also alive thing? What? Excuse me? I think Bianca Sermon is referring to the cat that is both alive and dead. Oh, Schrodinger's cat, yeah. Ah, that silly thing. That silly thought experiment is what comes first to people's minds when they think of me. I mean, it is named after her, so yeah? Huh? This is silly? Schrodinger's cat is very popular, you know? It's just a dumb example of a paradox. I have no clue why it became so popular. Huh. Never mind that. This isn't the time to be talking about the past. Feel free to think whatever you want about my past. What matters now is solving this world's biggest problem. Actually, I have one hypothesis regarding that. I have no proof of it, but I feel like I should tell you about it. Huh? I theorize the bubble world we are in right now has a lifespan, and that is much shorter than the lifespan of a regular world. If that's the case, we need to hurry. Seeing as how the owner of those walls don't seem interested in the outside world, it might be possible they don't know about it. You mean? Of course. This isn't just my speculation. There's no evidence to deny it, but neither to confirm it. It may be possible that the people inside the walls are traveling back and forth to the outside world. Haha! Rather than worrying about that, we should be worrying about the weather outside. The weather? Is there a storm coming? No, I'm talking about something else. Our next destination is a tropical zone. Don't you think it'll be suffocating to be wearing those clothes in the kind of weather? Always thinking ahead, your brilliant captain has prepared new clothes for the occasion. Yo, new outfits? Now strip and put them on. Huh? Hey, don't just throw them at me. Besides, there's no way I can change it right here. Also, these clothes. No problem, we just have to make all the men leave the room. Huh. Don't worry, Bexima. I will act as your wall. Rita, that's not the problem here. Yo, do we get to see the new fits? These clothes, are they the correct size? There's no problem. You look great, Bianca-sama. Don't say another word, Rita. More importantly, hey, Captain. Your new clothes are practically the same as the old ones. Of course, I am the captain. It'll be a problem if the sailors don't recognize me at first glance. Ah, if the ship gets too hot, I should make everybody else work in swimsuits. What are you saying? Just so you know, I'm not taking part on that. Alright, Schrodinger-san doesn't need to regulate her body temperature. It's all about being stylish. A Valkyrie should be wearing pretty cute clothes. Isn't the perfect opportunity? It would be such a waste otherwise. stop saying weird things. And I think you misunderstood what Valkyries are. Rita, what? The size doesn't seem to be a problem. Next is the skirt. Heh, it does look great on you. Aw, cute. You think so? Yes, especially that ribbon. It looks very cute. Now that everybody's ready, let's start the live stream right away. A live stream? Live stream? It's just a wireless video call. The other day I was told to set up a communication channel between Caledonia and Alexandria. Here we go. Doo-doo-doo. Hello, Professor Schrodinger. Are you already crossing the Atlantic Ocean? Yes. Is Shelly busy right now? She's in the study. Should I call her? Nah, it's nothing important. I want you to call Jimmy instead. Let's have him decide who looks the cutest in these clothes. Hey! Hey, understood. Please wait a moment. Jimmy-san, the captain is calling for you. Really, just for that? On a certain day in the 13th century BC, at Mount Ida in the outskirts of Troy, Prince Paris was tasked with giving a golden apple to the most beautiful goddess. The candidates were the queen of the gods Hera, the goddess of wisdom and warfare Athena, and the goddess of love Aphrodite. Oh, handsome Prince Jimmy Paris, please tell us who is worthy of getting this large, gorgeous, and invaluable golden apple. I am Hera Shakespeare. If you give me the golden apple, I promise I'll make you the richest man in the world. Parisima, I am Aphrodite of Rousewise. If you are to give me the golden apple, I'll bestow my blessing upon you so that you may never experience unhappiness in your love life. Listen, you fool, the one who should have the golden apple is me, Athena, Ataegina, and hand it over and I'll turn you into an invisible hero. Sheesh. A bunch of nonsense. After all, in the outside world is March 5th, 2012. Not even in a bubble world in the quantum sea, goddesses will begin to fight out of love. However, just as the sun rose in the horizon, the crew of the Caledonia were involved in another kind of battle. PT Leswell 5, right? Next day, 12, 19, 19, 17, 18. To Flint of the Mayan calendar of Yucatan. Let's go. Strictly speaking of the half of this date, 12, 19, 19, 17, 18 belongs to the long calendar, while the second half, 2 Flint, belongs to the Zolk calendar, similar to the trunk branch system that cycles a 260-day cycle. The Maya calendar uses a series of 4 digits to indicate dates in the colonies, roughly based on 20. The unit, the number of days called gold, kin, while the 20 gold is una, wino, or uno. 18 una is 1 guil, turn, 360 days, about 1 year. 20 dong is 1 kat, doing kat, about 19.7 years. And 20 kadong is 1 baktun, about 394.3 years. The 4 years are taller in the burkeshio that barely used in are Piktun, Kalaptun, Kinchiltun, and Alautun. In our world, the corresponding numbers for the long calendar, December 2012, 12 is 213.000. This gives what is called the end of the world. Yeah, right. Yo, Parrot Helmet Officer. Llegamos, we're mates in Mexico. This is your last warning. If you reject the teachings of God and decide to celebrate the new era in such a barbaric way, we will break the ceasefire treaty of the sacred holiday and put a stop to your celebration with violence. Bunch of faithless dogs in the Federation. The ceasefire treaty of the sacred holiday. Have you forgotten the tradition of the ancestors left behind? Unforgivable. How dare you, barbarians, reject the teachings of the High Priestess. Stop. Our worlds can no longer reach them. Let them be cursed forever by the gods of Venus. Grandma, Federation officer, please stop. Don't fight anymore. Yo, she cute. Venus. Don't be silly. You think the word stop just because you asked them to? Huh. Who are you? You would understand even if I told you, but I am Valkyrie who uses violence to suppress violence. Captain, say something, too. As the saying goes, harmony brings wealth. May I ask you to quell your anger? The gods will wield my ship to land at this exact moment. Taking that into consideration, why don't you make a truce? Bang, they acting up. You know, when it comes to my people. if I see a cutie. New chapter 15 minutes ago. Ah, what a beautiful sea, what a beautiful sky. I love to keep basking forever in the sun of this beach. Captain Shakespeare, I'm pretty sure we landed because you can saw smoke in the distance. Yeah, I know, we need supplies and a guide, especially a guide. We're not in Alexandria anymore, we probably won't find many people who can speak English. Let's start with that. Can everybody tell me which languages you can speak? I thought you were supposed to know every little detail about everyone since you're the captain. Well, we'll be fine if we can't communicate. I felt like asking just in case. I only know English and Latin. I'm sure Valkyries like you two know a lot more. I can speak these four. English, German, Russian, and French. Aw, that's it? And Rita-san? It's not my intention to brag. More than a dozen? Jesus Christ. However, I'm not too sure how useful they were here in the New World. Yeah, is Nahuatl one of them? So I'm pretty sure that's what they're gonna be talking over here. Well, wait a moment. A dozen major languages? Does that include Chinese? Wow, that was in Chinese. A glass of new songs, last year's weather, old pavilion. When does the sun set? A new song of cup of wine, last year's weather at the old palm terrace. The setting of sun sinks in the west. When to return? Yanshu. Note, this help box doesn't appear in CN since she's speaking Chinese here. Ah, of course. That's Rita for you. She's so smart. Helplessly, the flower fell, and the deja vu swallow returned. Small garden fragrance path wanders alone. Oh, it's the same one. What about Japanese? Can you speak it too? She's jealous. Oh no, why did it translate it? What the heck? In ancient pond, a frog jumps in, the splash of water. Matsuo Basho. Then, Spanish? Cuando una puerta se cierra, otra se abre. ¡A huevo! When one door closes, another opens. Don Quixote. You really can do anything. Haha, I wrote that last one. Yes, Cervantes-sama, that line is from your book, your Don Quixote. Old man, since you come from Spain, do you know any minor language from that region? Minor, you say? I guess Arabic doesn't count. And the rest of the European languages are covered by everybody else. Sorry, I can't think of anything. What to do? Lala Schrodinger-san, are you staying behind on the ship? Are staying behind on the ship? Ah, I know. Champoyon-san, since you're an archaeologist, did you happen to learn any language of the New World in one of your adventures? Sorry, I only know the Coptic language of Egypt. Haha, makes sense. You were studying Egypt when we met you. Oh, well, everything will work out just fine. We can't let our Spanish speakers take the lead. They'll be able to talk to God for us. What do you mean by that? How did you even arrive at that conclusion? I think she's probably referring to I speak Spanish to God. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Come on, let's go to the most likely place with people living on it. What was that saying something? I'm the only one who doesn't get it. I converse with God in Spanish, flirt with women in Italian, greet gentlemen in French, and teach horses in German. Charles V, King of Spain, Holy Roman Emperor. I guess that makes sense. Hello, is there anybody here? Can someone hear me? Weird, no response at all. Wait, I see someone running in the woods. Miss, can you speak Spanish? Oh, it's a cutie. You're from the Federation, with those clothes. Federation? What's that? Isn't this Mexico? Huh? Mister, you haven't heard of the Federation. But you're speaking the standard language of the Federation. We're obviously speaking Spanish. Standard language of the Federation, you called it. Never heard of it. Huh? Ah, I get it. You're a wanderer, right? You came from another world like the High Priestess of the Federation. Yes, I think so. I'm glad. Wanderers who speak the God's tongue. The army of the Federation is about to attack my village. Please, lend me your help. What? I'm the oracle of the village and the human avatar of the local deity, Ixtab. If you're willing to help us, we'll do anything to repay you. Yo? Present. What did you say? Unexpected. Not being able to understand each other is an inconvenience. I suppose I should translate what Bianca-sama said literally. Go away and don't come back to this village ever again, she said. Damn you. How dare you display such rudeness towards the holy army of the Federation? I request a duel to the death. Calm down, Chakwalj-kun. Don't forget, we're here to bring civilization to them. We cannot step down to their barbaric level. Huh? I swear, there must have been over 50,000 people throughout history who have said those exact same words to justify their crimes. Rita, give me my gauntlets. Oh, is she gonna throw hands? Yes, Bianca-sama. Scumbags who pick on the weak. Burn in your eyes the powers of the Valkyrie. And... oh... what? What? Oh, damn. Those poor people. Go back to the hole you crawled from. Damn, Bianca. Shit. Oh god. You must be the avatar of Buluk Chatan, who heard our prayers and has come to our aid. Huh? She's saying you're an incarnation of a local god of war, and that you've come to help them. Quite the misunderstanding. Please keep translating for us, Rita. Excuse my rudeness. I haven't introduced myself yet. My name is Taxumal. I'm the Ixalt Benik, what you would call the chief elder of the village. Outsiders call this place El Rey. And this is my granddaughter, Ekitenal. She's a human avatar of Ixtab, the guardian deity of this village. A pleasure to meet you. I am Bianca. This is Captain Shakespeare, and the maid is Rita. Hello. I'm delighted to make your acquaintance, Taxumal-sama. Ekenal-sama. Please don't address me so formally, I'm just a priestess. Give up on that, that's just how Rita is. I bet you must be starving after your long trip. How does freshly made tortilla sound? Yo, that sounds real good. Oh, is that the famous taco I've heard so much about? Oh my, do you know about it? Then the more reason to put extra effort to let you taste its genuine flavor. Haha, my empty stomach is about to grow after hearing that. Iktenal, will you help them company? I'm going to the kitchen to prepare the food. Leave it to me, grandmother. I'd love to hear more about the world beyond the sea. I heard there's a city beyond the sea that is managed by machines, is that true? Yes, they do as told and assist the people of this city in various ways. A close comparison would be the familiars that often show up in legends. Though that technology also has its downsides. Could it be? The presence angered the Egyptian gods? For example, they could have made people stop relying on them. No, but even if that were the case, their existence is proof of humanity's efforts. There's no parent that wouldn't be proud of the accomplishments of their children, right? I see. It never occurred to me to think about it that way. Hey, what's so funny, Rita? Apologies, I couldn't help but smile seeing Bianca-sama and Ikitema-sama getting along so well. What are you saying? Ekana-sama, isn't Bianca-sama's blushing face cute? True. Haha, you're like your big sister. Hey, don't laugh at me. Rita, you are translating what I'm saying properly, right? Ikitena, come here, the food is ready. Yes, I'm coming. Ooh, having tacos? Wow, they look delicious. Oh my, if I were to make a comparison, I'd say they're above the food Thailand restaurant from Alexandria makes. Hell yeah. Thanks for the food. Whoa, so spicy. Oh, she can't handle it. No. Bianca-sama, are you alright? I'm fine. A Valkyrie will not lose to mere chili pepper. This tortilla is delicious. The amount of meat is just right, and the tomatoes are perfectly baked. I just wasn't prepared for the spiciness. Caught me by surprise. This is not a problem at all. Damn, poor Bianca. She eats that white people spicy. I wonder about that. Judging from your tongue, I'd say you're avoiding the peppers as much as you can. Right? Look at her. She's really enjoying teasing her. Shut up, you dumb captain. I'm not doing anything like that. Is that so? Then I'll tell Taximon-san to make the next round extra spicy. What? Wait! Oh no. Hahaha, ate so much I can't take another bite. I think you had like 2 pounds worth of food, you bottomless stomach captain. Starting tomorrow, a big festival will be held for 10 days. You have plenty of opportunity to eat delicious food. All 10 days? Yes, today is 12, 19, 19, 17, 18. The day after tomorrow will be 13.0.000 with the bringing of a new Baktun. Baktun? I've heard about it. A Baktun is one of the Maya's long time measuring units. In our calendar, it's approximately 400 years. Basically, what we call a new decade, or more accurately, our millennium year. Iktenal-sama, you just said the festival lasts for 10 days. Does each one of those 10 days have a particular religious meaning? No, there isn't one. Besides the oracle, before the festival begins, there are no other religious activities involved. Unlike the Federation, we don't indulge the idea each person should communicate with God. Is that bad to talk to God by yourself, like through meditation? It's a bad thing to do if you want something from it. Gods are whimsical. If you selfishly don't ask for a favor, you may be cursed with misfortune. Huh. Honestly, I don't really get it. Faith is not supposed to be logical. You either believe or not believe, rather than understand or not understand. Even if it looks strange to outsiders like us, the belief system of this place has its unique humanism. Huh? Huma, is that a technical term for something? Ah, this is a problem. It's a concept difficult to explain. Archaeologist, can you come up with an easy to understand explanation? Let's see. I like she's always getting put on the spot. In simpler terms, it's a stance that protects each person's freedom of thought, values, and personality. For example, the beginning of the Declaration of the Rights of the Man and the Citizen says, men are born and remain free and equal in rights. These rights are liberty, prosperity, security, and the resistance to oppression. Huh? Well, it's like how your culture separates worshipping gods from the festival. Humanism is a society that lets people live as they please as much as possible. If there are priests like Ikitenal-san in that kind of society, they wouldn't force themselves to have the same beliefs and values as them. I see. My god, Ikstav, is a regarding deity of this village. I've taken it upon me to accept all of her anger and joy so that they may not burn anyone else. Protect others from the winds of God. That is my duty. Very interesting. You're trying to minimize the influence God has on people. Everyone grows up one day, they realize their father and mother aren't omnipotent, and they learn they can only count on themselves. Gods are the same as parents. Maybe they helped stop even before Genesis. And that's not a sad thing. On the contrary, it's proof of how much humanity itself has grown. It proves they can take responsibility for their own actions and be free. Freedom, you say? I think I'll use freedom as the subject of tonight's oracle. Huh? Today, our village would have been able to remain independent if it wasn't for you all. But I believe one day both our village and the Federation will be able to live freely without burdens. Huh. I must begin the preparations for the ceremony in the afternoon. And if everything goes well tomorrow, would it be okay if I join your crew? Yo! We get the cute Mayan girl to join us? I want to see with my own eyes the world beyond this village, beyond this island. Haha, consider it done. Yeah. If you want, we can even take you with us right now. Even if you're cursed by Ikstav? Yeah. Though I can't say if the rest of the village will think they have been cursed or not. Captain, you're going too far. It's fine, just translate what I said. The captain says she's not afraid of curses. There's no problem with taking you with us right now. The only issue is whether you're capable of putting an end to the responsibilities you have towards your beliefs or not. Huh? Hey, how can you say that? Now the mood is all tense. It's okay, Bianca-sama. Huh? Do you understand English? I don't know what you just said, but I could tell you were concerned for me. You're welcome. Oh. Captain Shakespeare is correct. I am the avatar of a god. Before I can begin to think about my own future, I need to fulfill my duty towards the village first. For their own futures, I need to bear any hardships. Oh. Sorry, I made the mood go even worse. Damn, so she's not joining us? Do you all remember that Federation officer? Among everything he said, there was one thing that was absolutely right. Unlike his gods, the ones that have protected us for so long are certainly cruel. Huh? The god of the sun, Kinichawal, and the god of mice, Hun, fuck, this is so embarrassing, Unapu, required blood sacrifices. The god of death, Sizin, is only recognizes people with chronic skin diseases as avatars. See, I'm familiar with the Aztecs deities, but the Mayan ones kind of escape me. The god of rain, Chank, selects weak children to restore its power, even though a lot of them do intercept, though, I will say. Even Ixtap, the guardian deity of this village who looks over mothers who died during childbirth and suicides, required her avatars to pierce their tongues. Unbelievable. I know what you want to say, Bianca-san. That's why the Federation calls us barbaric and savage. No, I'm pretty sure that's just an excuse to expand the territory. But even so, the fact made by this Federation warriors look down on us, or I'm wrong. In order to change, I want our guardian deities to let us, the ordinary people, live more freely. Please wait. Why can't you simply choose to change yourself? Isn't God in the end of the sublimation of the human will and soul? Yes, that's right. That's why tonight's ceremony is so important. This end of an era ritual can only be performed once every 400 years. It's a perfect opportunity to change the influence all gods have on us, rather than doing it individually. I sincerely thank you all for coming to visit our village today. Not only you chased away the Federation's army, but you also gave me the courage to ask the gods for the change I was yearned for. I sincerely thank you from the bottom of my heart. Oh, cute. That girl with the feather accessory went inside the cave. By the way, where are the other two backleries? They didn't want to stick around for the preparations of the ceremony, but they didn't have any reason to stop either, so they went back to the ship. It's not our place to say anything, but I must confess the customs of this place worry me. Through their Spanish shove. I'm a bit worried as well. I wonder if that girl would do something stupid. Something stupid? The content of the ritual is a secret, but I'm sure it involves the use of hallucinogenic drugs. They can be used to know pain and see visions. Seeing her try so hard to make it so difficult to see how things will turn out. She probably feels it's necessary to protect the mystery and holiness of it. However, thinking logically, even a man of God like myself can see how awful this is. Haha, now that's Spaniard. Let me tell you, that's not all I have to say. Oh? I've always thought pagans and atheists always look at the Spaniards with compassionate eyes. What's Jesus Christ, an avatar of God, and part of the Holy Trinity? Leaving aside the manner of God actually existing or not, that girl is no different than Christ. So what did Christ do? He sacrificed himself to free us from the original sin. Regardless of God existing or not, people willingly hurt themselves and shed blood on his name. Naturally, those who don't believe in the one true God won't think Christ's divinity was genuine. Makes me wonder if those people saw Christ as a stubborn and naive person. Oh. Well, I wouldn't have been able to say all this out loud in that Spain. In this place, the majority of the people from the old world don't seem to be religious fanatics. Yeah, that wall has been there for 100 years already. A big chunk of them is bound to have been consumed by now. The same can be said about the remote areas, but it's not our place to speak for them. Anyway, let's get down to business before the young lady comes back. I heard the cornflour they have here is amazing. Let's buy tons. Yeah, I bet. The sun is setting, and the stars begin to appear. Bianca and Taigina spend the next 12 hours aboard the Caledonia feeling anxious. Be it cleaning her weapons, learning Spanish, or playing with cards, she couldn't concentrate. She felt like she did during their first mission as a Valkyrie. She was part of a secondary unit who had spent 15 long minutes in the helicopter before they were given the order to sortie. The Agra Fort one-sided and the Taj Mahal in the other, it was a defense operation that protected many treasures of human civilization. The famous Taj Mahal, located 10.5 kilometers southeast of Agra Front, was built by Shah Jahan for his wife Mutasi Maha, and years later, Shah Hana was seized the throne by his son, Aurangzeb, and imprisoned in Agra Fort, from which he spent the last 8 years of his life overlooking the Taj Mahal in silence. The primary unit would lure the Honkai beast away, to Citadel's garden to minimize the damage. Bianca's unit would then cut off their path, make stand at Yamuna River, and proceed to easily eliminate the Honkai beasts from both sides with the help of the primary unit. Or so they were supposed to. Bianca-sama, Tasama-sama of El Rey has come to see you. The sudden appearance of Maid interrupted the Valkyrie's recollection. She came to see me? Yes, she specifically asked for you. Oh, Avatar of Buluk Chatan, I have come to request your aid. Please accompany Ixtab's soul in her journey during the ceremony. What? She's asking for your help during the ritual. The village is still under the impression you're the incarnation of a local god. Huh. This is the will of Ixtab. Only an incarnation of a god such as yourself is allowed to help them in the ceremony. Please, I beg you. Understood. What's gonna happen? Many candles were lit in this limestone cave, which was sacred ground for the people of the village. The elder guided Bianca deep into the cave. Even someone in her position is not allowed to speak inside this place. That is a privilege unique to the avatar of God. The faint lights of the candles sway gently. Drops of water fall from above, hitting the stalagmite on the ground. The air mirror feels as if blood was dripping from her fingertips, just like they did that day. The first mission Bianca took part as a Valkyrie. Bianca was the sole survivor of oh jeez. That day, Bianca realized she was special. It wasn't due to luck or easy to understand talent. The average person has, no matter the speciality, an invisible ceiling, a top they can't overcome no matter how much they try. But Bianca is different. When it comes to battle, she can keep growing as long as she puts effort. Yo, just like Goku. Bianca's intuition told her she is what people call a genius, but her heart didn't want to admit that. She wanted to believe that every person, regardless of their background, was able to surpass their limits. She didn't want to admit that task was too much of her average person. The elder stopped walking. Bianca must walk alone the path leading to the deepest part of the cave. Another avatar of God told Bianca the secret ritual will have started by the time she gets there. 10, 20, 30 steps. Make a turn, go through a crack in the wall, and turn again. Those were the instructions. The surroundings were instantly serene. Neither music or the sound of wooden shoes hitting the ground could be heard anymore. Beyond the candle lights, Bianca arrived at the red curtain with the pattern of black tune-like symbols. Ictenal, soy Bianca, ya estoy aquí. Yo, oh, she learned her Spanish! Alright. Those were some of the words of Spanish she learned during the evening. However, no one answered her call. The Valkyrie moved the curtain aside. No! No! Why? Don't tell me. It's all the scene she wanted to see the least. No! Did she? No! I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. Once they were talking about rituals and shit. Fuck. I knew this was coming. The Valkyrie's head went blank. Bro, don't tell me she's actually dead. She wasn't overwhelmed by anger or surprise. She had been trained to discard all necessary thoughts to focus better on saving the lives of the people in front of her. It's weak, but she still has to post okay, because she's still alive. I might be able to save her. The tactical oxygen and anesthesia kits I was carrying with me came in handy. All that's left is a blood transfusion, but before that, I need to test her blood type. Valkyrie relentlessly ran under the night sky. Come on, her blood type. Tell me your blood type already. Test strip. Rita or me would be fine. Please just tell me one of us is compatible. There's no one else but us who can withstand a blood transfusion or heart surgery. Please hurry. Even if there's a 1 in 100 chance of saving her, please tell me. Please, test strip. Turn teal. What is it? The Valkyrie let out a long exhale, and her knees hit the floor of the ship's deck. The blood test still no, a brown color. 3 minutes passed, no change. 6 minutes passed, the result still refuses to change. Type O. Fuck. Type A and B are blood types that can cause agglutination. A person with type O can only accept blood from a type O donor. And unfortunately, neither Rita or her are compatible with the blood type. The small blood test strip proved performing surgery will be impossible. The young Barclay realized that other than using Abyss Flower, the Divine Key stored in HQ far away, there was no way she or anyone else from the Caledonia could save Ictenal's life. The only thing the young Valkyrie could do for her was to prepare a funeral. No. Bro, we just met her, dog. As recorded by Tasuma-sama, I will proceed to read the last oracle, Ikitano-sama. God told me on the 13th Bhaktum is the beginning of a new era. On the last day of the 12th Bhaktum, the world of God and man shall be completely separated. God will never bless you again. God will never curse you again. The future will be left to the natural cycle and order. But before that, God demanded that a truly pure avatar living in this world were to come to live in his world. Everyone who I love from the bottom of my heart, please do not be angry, sad, or jealous. Ikstap-sama has told me, by separating heaven from earth, our world will one day be able to be as splendid and bright as heaven. In the new era, through hard work, anyone will be able to create miracles on par with God. Rest in peace. The pure self-there God has left this world and gone to the other side. Come on, let's go. I feel like she pulled a fast one on us. How ourselves feel about this doesn't really matter. At the very least, it seems the rest of the village is willing to earnestly go along with her oracle. There might have been a better way to end this, but we can't turn back time. I agree. Let's get going. We're going south to the Federation. Maybe we'll be able to do something for her in this village. Fuck. The Nakom-sama is here. We must inform Kawak-sama. The Nakom-sama is here immediately. What's up with these guys? Aren't they supposed to be a garrison from the Federation's army? Why are they running away? You must have left quite the impression on them yesterday. Well, that works in our favor. Looking at how they're panicking tells me they won't put up much resistance. And where's the music? Okay. Time to act like a pirate, Valkyrie-san. Huh? It's fine, most of the work is already done already. It'll be easy. They're so afraid that just being direct would be enough. I'm sorry to have made you wait, Nakom-sama. Welcome to Tulum Fort. I am Kawak, the person in charge of this place. I've heard warriors of the Federation were disrespectful towards you the other day. Please allow me to sincerely apologize on their behalf. Huh? What was that? I can't believe what I'm hearing. Can you say it again? The other day, us, the Federation, were disrespectful. I sincerely apologize. Huh. Quite the sudden change of attitude, don't you think? You people sure were acting all high and mighty back in El Rey. Please forgive us. You are a Nakom-sama. No member of the Federation is allowed to be disrespectful toward a Nakom. What's this Nakom thing? Why am I a Nakom? Nakom means superhuman. They are heroes who stand far above the average person and who are loyal to this land and not the God in heaven. The path to become a superhuman can be traversed by anyone. However, until you reach that level, you must display the utmost respect toward those who are already superhuman. They are the sea, you are a grain of sand. No matter how much of a grain of sand struggles, they will always be buried by the tide. We follow the teachings of a high priestess. Please do not misunderstand us and think we don't show this level of respect to you. I deeply apologize if we ever had offended you. Then if I tell you to leave El Rey alone, will you do it? Yes, as long as the high priestess doesn't oppose to your orders, we will treat your word as law. If you wish, from now on, El Rey will be treated as an independent nation. Very well. Then I don't mind being a Nakom. Are my companions and the captain also considered Nakom? Yes, it is clear they all possess enormous prestige and power. Then that makes things easier. This Nakom wants you to arrange a meeting between me and my companions and your high priestess. Will that be possible? Of course. I will immediately send a message to El Castillo of Chichen Itza. Oh, Chichen Itza? How long will it take for him to reach that castle? He runs until he switches with someone else at a relay point along the way. It will take a day and a half approximately. Running is surprisingly primitive. Then the fact that there are relay points and routes, it means the roads are in good condition, correct? Yes, the Federation makes sure to maintain the roads in good condition every year. Perfect, let's do the following. Bring us a capable guide and I'll teach him an easier and better method of traveling than running. Huh? What, is she gonna give him a bike or something? Wow, I can't believe this. This is amazing. Long live the Nakon. Hey, Rita. It is a bicycle. I knew it. Is riding a bicycle really that fun? Yes, Bianca-sama. Our guide is, for the first time in his life, experiencing his speed faster than when he's running with his feet. I see. I guess they don't have horses around here. Which is why he's as excited as the bikers of the Violent Running Tribe, making their engines roar at midnight. Violent Running Tribe? What's that? A group of people who like to drive bikes really fast. Ah, delinquents. It's true there are delinquents among Vikings, but that doesn't mean that every bike lover is a bad person, Bianca-sama. If we ever have the chance, I'd like to take you for a drive through the empty streets of Naples at night. Yo? A bike drive date? Sure, maybe one day. Sorry, I'm just not in the mood right now. I was really useless today. I couldn't stop her from hurting herself. Oh, don't beat yourself up, Bianca. I was only able to watch her die from blood loss. There shouldn't have been an absolutely better way to handle that. That's how life is, Bianca-sama. You might know this already, but in the outskirts of Naples, there was once a settlement which was buried under volcanic ash in the year 79 AD. His name was Pompeii. The victims of the Pompeii tragedy had a chance to escape when the volcano began to erupt. But after the first earthquake passed, they chose to go back to their homes to protect their property, without realizing the ash was getting closer to each passing moment. The thought of stealing from someone else didn't even cross their minds. They simply wanted to repair the broken houses and take whatever they could carry to a safer place. Regrettably, the world did not wait for them, and hundreds of volcanic ash fell upon the city in an instant. Those unlucky people were buried deep in ash and never had a chance to use those properties they cared so much about today again. Did they do the wrong thing? Back then, would anybody have been able to know about volcanic activity and the device plan to evacuate? The answer is of course no. No one is omnipotent. It's easy to criticize the past without using knowledge from the present, but no one living in the present can predict the future. I understand what you're trying to say, but I know you don't have anything, Bianca-sama. I know well. Because you have a pure and kind heart. Oh, why is she crying? Hey, what's up with you? Wipe off your tears, idiot. Bianca sure is cute. You're being super cupid right now. Oh. That was cute. We've now passed Oxkutkap station. We'll be arriving at Chichen Itza once we go through the forest, so you can see up ahead. Is Chichen Itza a big city? I believe it's quite small compared to the large cities you all are used to. It takes approximately 3,000 steps to walk from one end to the other. Should be more or less similar in size to Ajaccio. Haha, I think nobody but you understands that comparison. Archaeologist, what's Ajaccio? Some rural town in Italy? No, it's the capital of Corsia in France. Oh, I see. So Corsica is considered French territory, huh? History sure has its interesting twists and turns. You happy bright Montero. That's a future to you, right? Haha, yes, but once I know what the future is like, I can't help but wanting to change it. Do you dislike fatalism? That's one of the reasons, yes, but the most important one is knowing what to expect. For example, someone who learns flushing toilets exist can't go back to taking a dump in a pit returning like nothing happened to you, you know? Can you have come with a better example? That reaction right there is exclusive to someone from a developed world. From a perspective of a non-developed world, you guys look impeccable. Hey, I'll have you know, maybe not the Mayans, but the Aztecs had an extensive plumbing system. Much better and cleaner than the fucking Spanish at that time. So that doesn't work right there. Alright, Shakespeare? That analogy doesn't work. Even nobles rarely took baths in the 13th and 14th century in Europe. I'm sure you can't even imagine it. In my time, doctors didn't even know they needed to disinfect themselves before performing surgery. Yeah, right. You're right. Look, see, he knows. Fucking the Spanish were gross. They were nasty. They didn't fucking take showers. But the Aztecs did. They knew hygiene was important. The area wasn't academic at all. If one were to collect all books made during that period, they wouldn't even fill a corner of the great library. And I wouldn't have been able to hear the beautiful melodies composed by Mozart and Beethoven had I not met by chance the future in this world. Humans are fundamentally greedy creatures. I think being honest with that desire is the key to live a good life. Don't you agree, Guide-san? It'll probably take you several years to make your own bicycle using materials from here, but even so, you're willing to work hard for it, don't you? Yes, what is it? Oops, I forgot him yet. Can't understand it if no one's translating for him. Huh? Where's Rita? Wow, what a tall temple. Is that a historical building, Gatsan? It sure is. 1,000 years old building. 1,000 years? Yes, Nakam-sama, the High Priestess encourages the preservation of historical buildings. The interior of the temples have been refurbished not only to protect the structure, but also so that they can be used as buildings. I'm sure you'll understand once you go inside one of them. This is the Kukulkan Temple, the most magnificent building of all Chichen Itza. Damn right. Don't forget Kukulkan. Can't wait for her in FGO. Kukulkan is the name of an ancient deity. It means feathered serpent. Yes, it's a great temple, we get it. What's that thing behind the temple? It looks like a big pile of iron to me. Big pile of iron, you say? Ah, you must be referring to the heart of Kukulkan. It's actually a meteorite. Oh, a meteorite? Looks similar to the Ayers Rock in Australia. Haha, traveled from far away. That is the core of a star who fell from the sky that I personally dug up from Chicxulub. Chicxulub, Mayan meeting Devil's Tail crater, is located in the northwest of the Yucatan Peninsula, and it is a meteorite impact crater buried below the surface with a diameter of about 150 to 180 kilometers. It is also one of the largest impacts on the Earth's surface. On March 2010, a study of the journal Science confirmed that the asteroid impact that formed the crater Chicxulub 5 million years ago was the primary cause of the mass extinction of the dinosaurs. P.S. The meteorite exploded on impact, equivalent to the simultaneous detonation of the Tsar Bomba, the most powerful hydrogen bomb in human history. Therefore, in practice, the asteroid with a diameter of more than 10 kilometers was completely vaporized at the moment of impact. Damn. Wait. So in this world it didn't vaporize? High Priestess, forgive my rudeness. Aris, orale, damn, she a cutie. Guest from a distant land, your arrival has been foretold by the stars and birds. I am Esther Zarathustra, High Priestess of the Peninsula Federation. You may address me as Esther. I believe you already know the Federation to a certain extent, but nonetheless, I would like you to personally introduce you to the country I founded with my own hands. The long count calendar of Yucatan is entering the 13th Baktun. In the long count calendar, I was created for the sake of a special day. Then, that would mean the Maya civilization has existed in this land for nearly 5,000 years. But as you can see, their tools are very primitive, and they lack the livestock necessary to cultivate the land. When I first arrived, like many others wanderers did, I could not believe civilization this strange could exist. But now I can say with confidence this wasn't the human problem. The Yucatan Peninsula is a geographically impoverished region. There is no livestock, and ore cannot be mined. The nearest vein is far away in the Mexican Plateau. People did their people did their best with the tools they had, but their lives did not improve. If one did not know the date, one would think they had gone back to ancient times. I come from the era of Cyrus the Great. If you were to ask the other wanderer their opinion, they would claim 2,500 years in the past are ancient times. Huh? Is it not that surprising, young lady? I mean, isn't your Spanish really good? When in Rome, do as the Romans do. When many wanderers can speak the same language, there's no need to keep around the language of the natives someone knows. But the natives communicate using hieroglyphs, don't they? Shouldn't you be the one following their customs? The language of this place is too primitive, and is unable to express advanced technological vocabulary. It is easier to teach a wanderer Spanish than going through the trouble of using a translator. Well, that's kind of rude. You discarded the language for that reason? I don't like her at all. No. Is it strange? Things without value must be discarded. That is what I learned from my father at age of 10. Zarathustra. Yes, that is the name of my father. This federation I built with my own hands is based on the ideas my father passed down to me. Let us continue our talk inside the heart of Kukulkan. You mean inside the meteorite? I don't know if I like her. Why did you make such a fancy building inside a meteorite? No reason in particular. It was simply a mining site that had no longer in use. It's a place full of mystery, fitting to be Esther Sema's house. Thank you for the compliment, but rather than my house, this place is closer to being my laboratory. Oh, and what kind of experience does the great high priestess do? Before I begin my explanation, there is a question you must answer first, my honored guests. Do you know who my father is? Zarathustra, the Persian priest Greeks called Zoroaster? Yes, my father was a priest too. I'd like to make a small correction to your answer. Persia is a derogatory term used by Greeks. His proper name is Iran. Oh. Later generations paint him as a person who started Zoroastrianism and unified the many multi-ethnic groups in Iran. I have heard that from many wanderers. However, there seems to be a misunderstanding. Do you know anything else? Avesta is a religious text with the purpose of reaching enlightenment. But unfortunately, 2/3 of it were burned by Alexander the Great. My father had not felt bad about that. Why? Because my father never made such scripture in the first place. And according to what I've heard these days, Zoroastrianism has taken form very different from what originally intended to be. Does that have any relationship with the experiment you mentioned earlier? You are correct, Captain-san. And it is deeply connected to the legend of the Serpent King as well. Please sit. Let's take a time to get to know each other. What is going on over here? Once upon a time, Iran had a ruler known as the Serpent King. His name was Sahan. He used to be a prince from a remote frontier tribe before taking the throne. Sahak was a small, slender, but healthy man. Contrary to what his appearance would suggest, he was a curious and kind man at heart. One day, Sahan fell down a cliff during a hunt, and met a witch who called herself Grey Serpent. Oh shit, it's that son of a bitch, the Grey Serpent guy. The witch kissed the prince's shoulder, and his broken legs were healed. Rather, it would be correct to say they were stronger than before. The prince was overjoyed and asked the witch what she would like in return. Grey Serpent simply smiled and told the prince, "Oh, future king of kings, your things are more than enough, for you will leave the realm of a man and bring joy to us all." Back then, Sahak was unaware of what kind of changes were occurring inside of him. The prince's father, Merkas, would always go out for a stroll at night in the palace's gardens. The king was surrounded by flowers and admired the moon when the prince arrived excited to tell him about what had happened to him. "My dear son, what happened to you? You have such a scary look in your face," the puzzled old man asked to his only son. But Sahak did not answer. For some reason, the sight of his father wearing a crown and holding a scepter made him feel unusually hungry. His shoulders started to tingle so badly he began to scratch at them with his arms, and then the serpent's head came out from each soldier. What the fuck? The prince froze while the serpents, like an arrow, headed straight for the king's neck and bit him. The confused Sahak composed himself, took out his sword, and slashed the serpents. But after cutting their heads, another one would grow from his shoulders. Meanwhile, the king was poisoned by the serpents and had bubbles coming out of his mouth. Sahak could no longer endure his hunger. Using his sword, he cut his father's head and fed his brains to the serpents. What the fuck? That was the moment he became the horrifying Serpent King. Afterwards, Sahak ordered his subjects to bring him a criminal each night, and he fed their brains to the serpents. Soon after, there were no mere criminals to escape from his guilt. Sahak waged war against the other tribes, defeated them, and put them on trial. And of course, he cut off the heads of those he found guilty. The Serpent King was no longer that small and weak prince who once died during hunts. He could tear apart his enemies with his bare hands, and his skin was so hard it could not be harmed by any weapon. the Serpent King's army continued to win battle after battle. He not only unified the tribes, but took down the dynasty and became known as the King of Kings, the world's supreme ruler. Then, the King of Kings put in place strict laws in his country. Every day, someone will be sentenced to death, and so he could feed the brave without remorse. And so hundreds of years passed by. The Serpent King became old. His ways governing no longer fitted the current era, and became increasingly more violent. That was when finally a hero finally appeared. This story. The hero led up such a patient force against Sahag. However, Sahag was immortal. Even after the hero cut off his head, the serpents continued to live and control his body. You damn fools, I've united your nations, destroyed our enemies, and killed all the criminals and sentenced corrupt officers to death. And this is how you repay your debt to me? I suppose your ancestors never told you why I'm called the Serpent King. In that moment, that great serpent showed herself. Ah, poor King Zaha, you made a great mistake in the most crucial part. That is why you arrived at this pitiful ending, the witch said with a sad tone. Humanity exists to be surpassed. It is a kind of existence that would make one be ashamed of what they used to be once one transcends their own humanity. I gave you a chance to stop being an animal and become human, but you chose to remain an animal. Revolutionaries, I speak to the future. The soul does not respect human flesh. Our instincts are like impure flow of river. Only a sea, an existence that transcends rivers and lakes, can accept all impurities without losing itself. Oh, said King Zaha, you destroyed your own soul in your attempt to surpass humanity. I thought if your soul were to look down upon your body, you would be able to leave the shackles of instincts behind. But in truth, your soul was as disgraceful as your body. Oh, pitiful King Zaha, your soul refused to understand your flesh, so the flesh was dragged away by desire into an abyss. The serpents on your shoulders never desired human brains. All they wished was to help you in becoming a king as soon as possible. Have you not noticed the wisdom of the brains who ate became part of you? That is why you became such a strong ruler and an excellent criminal. I called you the future King of Kings, but alas, it seems you did not understand anything at all. No serpents were only fulfilling your basic desires of the flesh. Oh, foolish King Zaha, life is a deal you can't take back. You didn't even know what you were trading. I gave you the potential to surpass humanity, and you wasted it playing house. Zaha, you have no longer the potential to surpass humanity. Let us end this deal here. You are a rare specimen, but you are not the superhuman my lord wanted. Saying that, the witch threw a dart and stabbed Zaha's chest. The former King of Kings made a loud sound as his body hit the ground, and the serpents on his shoulders withered and died. The witch then began to speak of the sacrifice that took place before their eyes to the confused crowd. Wait, what about the rest? That is the story of the Serpent King my father taught me. Until the age of 15, I thought they were simply baseless legends. But Esther, I know it is sudden, but this might be the last time I'll be able to talk to you. Our place in the war has changed drastically. The king's army, the Immortals, fell prey to a ambush by the Sakai. The king is probably already... Immortal Army, that's the name given by the ancient Greek historian Herodotus. It is a central forbidden army of the Achaemenid dynasty. Herodotus described the Immortal Army as an elite force of hoplites, whose number remained exactly at 10,000. He claimed that in his unit, any soldier killed, seriously wounded, or seriously ill would be immediately replaced by a new soldier. However, although the Persian records confirm the existence of such an elite forbidden army, they called it partner legion rather than an immortal army. Herodotus, or one of his sources, may have confused the old Persian word Anusia partner with Anausa, immortal, and explained it himself. The army has no leader right now, and the Prince Cannabis is far away in Babylonia. As a high priest, I must go in the front lines and take charge of the army in place of the missing king. There's no guarantee I'll come back alive, that's why I'm going to give you these two things. I'm sure they'll help you in times of need. The first one is this drug. If you need the strength to fight, remove the cover and pierce your skin with the needle. You will then gain the strength of the legendary Serpent King. Yo, Attack on Titan vibes? Serpent King? Yeah, the Serpent King. The legend's not nonsense. The king and me once met that great serpent witch. We got the drug from her, but I'm aware this power is dangerous. There's a way of becoming a superhuman, but it's the worst of them all. Which is why I also want to give you this other thing. Here's a transfer device left behind by the previous civilization. If you use it, you'll be able to go back to your former life. My former life? What do you mean? Listen, Esther. I'm not your real father. Your mother didn't die during childbirth either. I met you for the first time in the den of that gray serpent witch. What? It happened a long time ago, when the king was just a prince and I was a nameless naturalist. In one of our travels, we found a clue that led us to the legendary witch. We, who were fearless explorers, pretended to be believers and made contact with her. Then we assassinated her. Gray Serpent had many magic tools in her den. Among them, there was a machine that gave birth to you. What the hell? Machine? I was artificially made? That I don't know. That machine was special. At the time, we couldn't read any of the letters, but it was clear to us it was counting down to something. I, who didn't have the responsibility of seeing the world as a prince, like the king had, stayed behind in Great Serpent's Den to study your magic. 20 years passed by. The magic tools left behind by the witch were certainly impressive, but aside from a few words, I couldn't understand much of her strange language. When I was about to give up due to my lack of progress, at the beginning of an early summer, the countdown of that machine finally reached 0. The cover of the machine opened like a flower spreading its petals, and a pleasant cold breeze touched my feet. That was the moment you were born, Esther. Raising you gave me new purpose to my life. I was even able to take a peek at the mystery behind God and magic. I suspect you were a kid who was taken away from the hands of time by the machine Grey Serpent had. Just like the many witches and sages of the past, you were capable of naturally reading their strange language. I wasn't able to understand that language due to reaching enlightenment, and I didn't build our religion. They were all things I learned from you before you arrived. Thanks to your birth, I learned of the timeless will of an ancient civilization. Thanks to your birth, I learned the concept and value of superhuman. Thanks to your birth, I learned that the opposite of gods are competing for Esther, child of the stars. You are the genuine Son of God. Even if the Sakei slaughter us all, you must survive at all costs. But Father, let me say it again, no matter what happens to me, to someone else, or even the country, you must survive at all costs. In case of emergency, use this transfer device called Genius. It will let you sail beyond time and space, beyond the sea of mystery, and take you to the world of light, gifted by the gods. Because that is the place you originally were from. What the hell? Chinese, you said, could it be? High Priestess Esther, by originally you mean you were resident of this world? No, that was merely what my father believed. When the Sakei made their way into the castle, I destroyed all of his research and activated the Genius. Oh, what? The world around me was distorted at an incredible speed, and I began to look for the world of light that my father talked about. But what awaited me was an endless abyss devoid of everything. Even with my eyes closed, I could still see a crack in space. Even with my ears blocked, I would still hear the soft whispers of the stars. Even with my lips sealed, I would still feel an iron-like bitterness taste in my mouth. Even with my breath held, I would still feel as though my throat was burned by fire and smoke. Even after drawing a mandala, I would still feel pain in my what? Fuck. At a moment outside the abyss felt like thousands of years inside it. Space and time lost all meaning. Without a path nor a compass to follow, I was a cracked eagle drifting in the void. My body, my soul, my nerves, my brain, my blood, my heart. It felt like every piece of me was screaming in agony, unable to work properly. There was no world of light after all. Eternity, infinity, something that keeps people alive forever. It was hell itself. When I got used to suffering, my body, my soul, and my mind became one again. I finally understood the truth behind endless cycles, this endless abyss. It was not a truth one can see with their eyes, but with their heart. That was the heart of the devil, an equation buried by the gods of light. I shall end my tale here. That night is upon us, the breeze gets colder, and the people enter their deepest dreams. No pain or sentiment. Oh soul, let us watch the way that triggers this grace and immortality. Only then everybody will be able to greet the light of day once again. Let yourselves be devoured by me, become one with me in death and sleep forever inside my soul. Oh no. Did she drug them? Uh-oh. There's only room for one superhuman in this husk that drifts beyond endless and nothingness. What the fuck? Yo, yeah, I definitely don't like her. Wait, so what chapter are we on now? See, chapter 14. We did chapter 14. Chapter 15 was what we just read. So we're in chapter 16. Okay, bet. So, should we? Okay, we're doing chapter 16 for sure. But should we do chapter? How long is chapter 17? 2 parts. Let's see how long chapter 16 takes. See if we could go further. Soul sticks like honey. The insides of a honeybee cannot contain the soul of a much bigger plant. So the bee turns it into sweeter honey. That said, nectar taken straight from a fresh flower is also it's also delicious. Now then, the cute children or the elegant adults. Which one should I devour first? Yo, Rita! Rita's up! I won't let you lay your finger on Bianca-sama. Oh my, you breathed a considerable amount of anesthetic gas, yet you were able to stand up? Well, it matters not. You will not be able to save your precious Bianca-sama with that wobbling body of yours. You might not know, but weapons that are sharp enough don't need much power behind them to kill someone. Yo! Let's go, Rita! This cannot be. You must be surprised. But I told you, didn't I? I told you. I won't let you lay your finger on Bianca-sama. Goodbye, second Serpent King. Damn. Just killed her just like that. Why am I? It's cold. My head feels heavy. I can feel something. So warm and smells good. Mom? Wait. Why am I sleeping? Wakey wakey. Good morning, Bianca-sama. Did you sleep well? Rita, what happened to me? Why am I here? How long was I asleep? Chichen Itza's castle, specifically the backyard of the Chicxulub meteorite building. Approximately 1 hour ago, we fell for a trap and inhaled a large amount of anesthetic gas. You're still glowing up. It's no surprise it would take you more time to recover. What? Anesthetic gas? And everybody else? Are the captain and the rest okay? Don't worry, Dusama is treating them nearby using equipment left by the High Priestess. They should be waking up in about 30 minutes. Dude, that sword. Since when has she been with us? Since this morning, after recovering 2 of its gems, Dusama became able to manipulate the air distribution around itself to hide in plain sight. Oh, what the hell? What? So it's like optical camouflage? Yes, Schrödinger-sama and I persuaded Dusama into using that ability to become our trump card. What? Why didn't you tell me something so important, idiot? My apologies, Bianca-sama. However, it was a necessary thing to do to reduce the risk of potential enemy finding out about our strategy. So it wasn't only you who didn't. Yeah, I get it. I'm sure it would have been written all over my face if I knew. Oh, poor Bianca. So, who attacked us anyway? Some rebel faction? No. It was the High Priestess herself, Bianca-sama. Huh? She was a Serpent King. Basically, being friendly and inviting us to help her place was all an act to get us into a closed room and look for a chance to put us to sleep. I suspect that's the case from what I could gather. I think she was planning to eat us to gain our power. Just like the legendary Serpent King once did. Huh. These are some notes left behind. I'll translate them for you. 12:14:11. I ended up using Power of the Serpent. I had no choice. These barbarians would not listen to anything but force. Fortunately, they had now completely submitted to me. I'll have plenty of time to master his power. What the? What do you mean? What do you mean? What happened? Oh, superhuman, you have bestowed upon us ordinary people the secrets of victory and goodness. People have begun to imitate your values so that you may not be saddened by our delusions by us. We will walk the path of truth and dedicate ourselves to the superhumans. That sounds good. I have not eaten a brain in 40 days. There have not been any changes to my physical condition so far. Ingesting volunteers does seem to work in suppressing the desire of the serpent. I must continue to spread my fate so that I may reach more people. I received the report of a rebellion in the Highlands. I ate the brain of the reporter to verify the truth. It was a lie, but just in case, I should change the officers at the boundary or the border regularly. A new generation has been born into our faith. It is necessary to make our tour around the newly acquired lands and solidify the perception of the people and the frontiers. I do not seem to age like a normal person. I wonder if it's due to the serpent. It's been several years since the last time I ate a brain. Patrol cars picked up a dying old man who was stung by a jellyfish. He called himself the painter Matisse. I hope I can get an artistic sense from him. The reign of that old man was more dangerous than hallucinogenic mushrooms and mandrake. I've begun painting the sun green and the sea pink. I must be more careful. I cannot let my believers think the high priestess is gone crazy. However, I can use this to spread my faith even further. There are two types of freedom in our faith, the freedom of ordinary people and the freedom of a superhuman. They're completely different. The goal of an ordinary person is to become a superhuman. An ordinary person cannot question the acts of a superhuman. That's what it says. Thanks to restrictions, the Maya won't see us as their enemy even though we killed their high priestess. Oh, it totally thought you scared off the believers. From their point of view, a battle between Malcolm is something sacred and they must accept the outcome regardless if it was victorious. Though they did ask for one of us to stay behind to be the next high priest. If Bishop Otto was here, he could throw him at them. If it were him, he would be able to handle the affairs of this place during tea time. That reminds me, unlike the other Valkyries, you don't seem to be scared of the bishop, Bakasama. Did something interesting happen between you two? Oh, he's been my personal doctor since the time I woke up in the hospital. He's asked me to treat him like any other doctor, so that's what I did. Actually, since I joined HQ, I never really understood why the other Valkyries act cautiously when they're around him. Is he really that much of a scary person? Oh, Bianca, if only you knew. I suppose everyone is not as lucky as you. Many people see the bishop as someone who stands above the clouds and feel they shouldn't get too involved with him. Huh? Alright, I'm feeling better now. It's time to... What is it now? Something is coming from the bottom of the lake. Le Peuple Sovereign Savanans. Sovereign people comes forth. What the fuck? A dragon? Harans Asena descends ao cerquil. Parents, go down to your graves. These are the two lyrics of the departure song. Chant through the part of French. Chant through the part composed by Esentine Nicolas Meyer and lyrics by Marie Joseph Chenier. It is a French Revolutionary War song published in 1794 and the official anthem of the First French Empire. You have my most sincere thanks for freeing me, ladies. I am Bertrand, Colonel of the Eastern Expedition Force of France. What the fuck? A French dragon? Attention, salute! Colonel? Expedition Force? France? What is the guy talking about? Actually, who are you? How can you talk? Right, I no longer look like a human, don't I? Apologies, I'm sure you see it happen often. An old man deludes himself into thinking he's back to his younger days. For 3,000 years, no, 3 months, 3 years, anyway. That despicable witch took away my strength and imprisoned me in that bottomless lake. Ladies, would you please tell me, has a hammer of justice fallen upon that Persian witch? I can say for sure Esther, Zarathustra, is dead. She tried to assassinate us, and after trying to do so was killed in self-defense. Haha, people are always brought down by their own specialty, just like it happened to my Imperator. Imperator? Yes, Imperator. He means Emperor. Not Roman, Greek, German, Turkish, or Russian. The pride and joy of France. Napoleon Bonaparte. What the? First time I heard Napoleon had a dragon in his ranks. You're mistaken, lady. I've been by my emperor's side as his most loyal soldier from Alexandria to St. Helena. A soldier, not a dragon. Fire comes out of my gun, not my mouth. Ah, though I guess I am indeed a dragon now. What exactly are you trying to say? Ah, excuse me. At my age, I forget things rather quickly. That I, the Emperor's most trusted soldier, betrayed him is an unrefutable and unacceptable fact. That's right, I betrayed my Emperor. That day, everything ended and everything began. The Emperor activated the wall. He tried to create a new world, and yet I ran away from the battlefield. Emperor wall, new world. Ah, my cursed algae. Damn you. World roams. They have eaten away my mind, and now my poor Bertrand is going crazy. I'm deeply sorry. Yes, I forgive you. Just answer my questions, please. Ah, yes, of course. Colonel Bertrand? How did you become a dragon? Dragon? Dragons are often associated with emperors. At least that's what Eastern legends say. But lady, let me tell you something. Damn, what the hell? I got the hiccups. There's no such thing as an emperador in the East. Divinity is a vulgar ideal essence of the triumph in general, is being a superhuman. What do you mean? There's plenty of emperors. There was plenty of emperors in Japan. Yes, our emperor is a fair and just being. He's a superhuman, same as that evil witch. Is there any difference between a serpent woman and a dragon man then? There is. At first glance, there's not much difference between clouds and rainbows. But by looking at it from another perspective, you'll see they're very different. The person who makes clouds wants rain, and the person who makes rainbows wants sunlight. Huh? The Emperor is human, at least on the surface. A great person like him would never become a half-beast like me. The Emperor once said, God is a pyramid built by people inside their hearts, a tomb they created to escape from disaster and suffering. The great Emperor would always face his feelings head-on and inspire everyone around him. Oh, great Napoleon Bonaparte, I swear my eternal loyalty to you. But didn't you say a moment ago you betrayed him? Me, Henry Grattan Bertrand, betrayed the Emperor? What kind of joke is that? Ah, right, I betrayed the Emperor. What is this guy on? That's why I'm here at the mercy of algae and whirlworms. Please forgive me, my head is a mess right now. But I'll do my best to remember. Was it Moscow? Waterloo? St. Helena? Ah, the butterflies in St. Helena were very beautiful. Butterflies? No, forget about butterflies. They're fancy brought up by the algae and whirlworms. Let me think. Fantasy. Ah, I remember. Everything started in St. Helena. St. Helena was under jurisdiction of the East India Company, so the British people watching us were their employees. The Emperor was defeated, and together with us, his faithful servants, he was exiled to that small island. The island was managed by an old British man, but he had many Indian personnel like handymen, architects, and even an astronomer working for him. No wait, the architect was the astronomer. We're the same person. He had a funny name. I think it was I remember Bashkara the 17th? No, the 18th. Yes, that was him. That damn Indian madman. If you mean Bashkara II, he was one of the greatest mathematicians of the 12th century. No idea if the 17th one was a mathematician too. In 1820, he spent the whole year working on a strange machine. That cursed machine was an affront to God. He was from India, but he had a permit from the King of England, so no one could put a stop to his scientific research. Then what? How is that machine related to the Emperor? I don't understand what you're getting at. Please don't rush me. I'll explain everything to you. The machine that Bhaskara man made is real. Did the Indian ever saw the name of that device? I think it was Jeremiah? No, it wasn't. Nihilus? LOL. What? Yes, that one. Nice. Nice, Cluster. I'm 100% sure. Got the stream. What happened? What happened? Is it fucking up? It says it's healthy. Another incident involving the Nias? The Indian madman used that Nias cluster to move the island to an unknown space. We're back. Alright, perfect. An unknown space? Not the world we are here right now? Yes, I don't think they're the same. The stars in the sky at night look very different. The madman threatened us, saying if we don't listen to him, we'll be trapped there forever and experience excruciating pain for all of eternity. So you obeyed his demands. I did like to say we didn't, but unfortunately that is what happened. We pulled out a box out of nowhere, took a bottle from the box and drank from it. His body began to transform into a monster. I thought he was going to use strange magic to control everyone, but then he said, I know I don't have what it takes to be a superhuman. Drinking this drug means I'll soon lose my reason and become a mercilessly cruel Honkai beast. But I know at least one person among you has a stigmata. What the hell? I'm talking about you, Napoleon Bonaparte, great emperor of France. If you take this drug, you will become a superhuman. Do so and you will be able to defeat me, protect your men and the children, and by using the notes I left, you will be able to move the island back to a stable world. My skin has already become hardened as steel. You have 10 seconds up to decide, Emperor. He's crazy. The British soldiers tried to stop him using swords and guns, but they did nothing to him. The situation was hopeless. Until a buyer of that drug rolled up to the Emperor's feet. Did he drink from it? Yes, and what happened next was as the madman predicted. The Emperor didn't become a monster. Instead, he became a superhuman, and being stronger than a monster. He looked like he was in his 30s, but not even the youngest and strongest soldiers could be a match for him. His fist would split the sky, and his kicks would smash the ground. He subdued the monster, even though his swords and guns didn't work against it. With his bare hands, killed it. Wait, what do you mean by 30s? What's wrong with being in your 30s? I'm not in my 30s, but come on, man. That's not old. Afterwards, the Emperor gathered every French and British on the island and used the notes left behind by the madman to go back to our original world. Or so we were supposed to. We only noticed when our ship landed on the shores of Britain. This wasn't the world we knew. Everyone on the island was speaking French, and if we were back on the right after the Norman conquest. That doesn't surprise me anymore. You still looked human at the time, didn't you? What happened next? The Emperor was in his curse when he saw this strange new world. If that's how it is, let's make a new life. A new empire in this land, he said. Now that I think about it, that was a moment when everything went downhill. Shall we continue the next chapter, or should we call it off here? See, this one is 17, right? How long is it? It's only 2 parts. If a man desperately desires to die in a battle of glory, then what he should really try is to see how many rounds the monster of life has taken to kill himself. What the fuck? Let's see. That last one was only like 20 minutes, right? Why not? You're right. Let's see if we find out how he became a dragon. And then after that we could call it quits. I guess he's in the middle of the story. I guess we shouldn't interrupt him. Are you referring to the Emperor activating the wall? That's right. Those energy walls destroyed the remnants of the old order. Exactly what the Emperor was aiming for. He needed that for the new order, left behind by the ancient work as intended. Wait a moment, what do you mean by new order? Didn't I say so already? I guess I didn't. At my age, one can't even understand children's books unless you read them several times. You wanted to know what the new order was, right? I suppose I need to explain the history of this world first. There was a prophet in this Europe before the Emperor arrived. A prophet? Of the religious type? Yes, that kind of prophet. Every community that worshipped him did it in an abnormal way. They all prioritized the collective will over their own individuality. I know what you're thinking. I can see it in your eyes. You think there must be many virtuous people in this world. And you're not wrong. It's a virtue to be selfless. However, the more virtuous something is, the less likely it is for all men to have it. You should be aware of how difficult it is for a group to maintain the mentality of one for all. Despite the passage of time, the gradual shifts in the members and the flow of information. Selflessness is like clear water and selfishness is like ink. To avoid pollution, an ideal organization must force each one of its members to be like clouds and return the water to earth as rain. There are many groups of people in this history who could have maintained that way of living, but the prophet miraculously obtained that result all over the continent. The Emperor noticed that abnormality and tried to find an answer. Please don't go off a tangent. What was the answer? One impatient lady. It's simple. The Prophet changed the very instincts of those people were born with. He changed their instincts. Genetic manipulation to become a hive mind, perhaps? I don't know that genetic manipulation or hive mind means, but the answer the Emperor found was lame. It was a manuscript led by the Prophet. The Prophet said he learned that trick from a forbidden fruit. However, he didn't include how he pulled it off to prevent his knowledge to be used for evil in the future. He engraved 3 principles into the instincts of the continent's inhabitants. First, an individual may not bring harm to the collective, or through inaction, allow the collective to come to harm. Second, an individual may not bring harm to another individual as long as the first principle is not violated. Third, an individual must obey the orders given by the collective, except where such orders couldn't conflict with the first and second principles. Isn't that just like the 3 laws of robotics? Oh, I didn't translate this. Oh, there it is. The 3 laws of robotics is the code of conduct seen by Asimov for robots in the science fiction novels. Robots must not harm humans or sit idly by while humans are harmed. Unless the first law is violated, the robot must obey human commands. Unless the first or second law is violated, the robot must protect itself. Constraints before all laws, robots must not harm humanity as a whole, or sit idly by and watch humanity as a whole be harmed. I think it'd be more accurate to call it the 3 laws of the military. In this case, collective doesn't necessarily mean the whole human race, rather collective would mean the army itself. From the perspective of the Emperor, those people are the ideal soldiers. That's right. A good general can encourage his soldiers, and in turn, his soldiers can encourage their patrons. Those were good times. Everyone's morale was high. The only problematic ones were Hudson, Lowe, and his men. Who's Hudson Lowe? The British officer in charge of St. Helena, who tried to take a shot at obtaining the Emperor's power. The Emperor is here. Huh? Hey, what are you saying? I can feel the Emperor's presence. Does any of you from your group have ties with the Emperor? Well, do you know where he is? No, that must not be it. The Emperor came personally to capture me as a betrayer. Impossible. The Emperor can't leave that. Calm down, you dumb dragon. Seriously, you shouldn't be freaking out like this at your age, buddy. What is that? Some kind of monster? Oh, you're one to talk. You forgot a super string plane? Yeah, I did it. I did some of it, but man, I think the rank I'm at is hard, so I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be getting demoted. You mean me? Let me tell you, I'm the one and only weapon that is so annoying it makes me want to throw it into a furnace. True, I agree. Leaving aside for a moment the fact you were hiding things from me, you being here means everyone's okay now, correct? Yeah, hello there you two. Man, I sure feel refreshed after taking a nap. Oh my, what's this? You had another pet? Huh? I can't feel the Emperor's presence anymore. You seem to be well as usual, Captain, and there's not a pet. He's not a pet, he's a Bertrand, the former colonel who served under the Emperor. Emperor? The one who made that wall? The very same one we're trying to get rid of? Yes, that Emperor. According to him, the name of that Emperor is Napoleon Bonaparte. That can't be. Someone you know, Professor? Your relative is or something? You're kidding, right? Come on, we're talking about Napoleon. Napoleon Bonaparte, the first emperor of France, one of the great soldiers in human history. Have you never read about him in the Great Library? Oh yeah, I remember hearing about a guy like that. In some worlds, he went around Europe causing trouble and killing people here and there in the name of France or something like that. I expect that from a British woman. If I understand this correctly, he's like Caesar then. Such great heroes are enemy? Not necessarily. We only have Colonel Bertrand's testimony as per proof. Wait, his name is Bertrand? What is it? You self-important woman, you don't believe me? No, I don't mean to say I don't believe you. It's just a truth hard to swallow. So you're saying I'm lying? I didn't mean it like that either. Then explain yourself. Bertrand's son. This is what we call a one-sided argument. We have no way to confirm the veracity of your information about Napoleon Bonaparte in case you are remembering something wrong. Basically, there's no other source of information besides you. Understood? I don't accept that. I am Colonel Bertrand, not Brigadier General Bertrand. I've served the Emperor longer than most. Yes, so what? So what you say? Even algae and whirlworms would. Ah, how could this be happening? Damn algae. Damn whirlworms. You're completely right. I can't tell anymore if my memory is correct or not. But the Emperor's indeed found and activated that wall. That is something I'm completely sure of. Oh, damn. Yeah, that's what the legends say too, though they never revealed who this Emperor was. I'm more interested in the Emperor's motive instead. What did he gain by activating that wall? Colonel Bertrand, do you know anything about that? He wanted a border, of course. Like Lime's or Hadrian's wall. No, the Emperor's new empire needed those wall more than the Roman Empire did. That wall was absolutely necessary. Why? Take a look at me. I'm a monster barely alive. The moment I stepped out of that wall, I forgo any chances of returning back to my normal self. Curse you, Persian witch. You told me I could go back to normal with the power of that purple jewel. But I ended up like this, unable to move and treated like a Leyden jar for energy extraction. The Leyden bottles of the 18th century device used to store static electricity, first tried by Van Mooschenbroeken in Leyden, the Netherlands. As for its original form of capacitor, the Leyden bottle was used as a power source for electric experiments. Doesn't matter who, someone just take this damn jewel off the back of my neck. Well, it's probably a jewel they need, right? The color and feel was so similar to our energy source, I thought they were the same thing. Jewel, purple? Let me see. Ah, but if it isn't my noble, the gem of domination. What are you doing here, you little thing? This jewel belongs to you, strange magic sword. Yeah, it's a long story, so let me get it off you first. No worries, it won't hurt. This little guy can control the direction of energy. That also includes the electric signals of your nerves. There, got it. See, it didn't hurt at all. Is it gonna transform again? Ah, I feel like a weight has been lifted on my back. Hahaha. Boy, that Serpent woman sure didn't put it to good use. What would the proper use of the Gem of Domination then do, Sama? Let me explain. Using the words of Professor Schrödinger, have you ever heard of Maxwell's Demon? I have. Thanks to FGO. What's that? Some kind of Honkai beast? Byaka-sama, Maxwell Demon is an imaginary monster physicists created, which can freely manipulate the direction of particles in a convenient way to violate the laws of thermodynamics. 100 points to Reda-san. The Gem of Domination can let its user freely manipulate all kinds of energy. I got it, thank you, Dragon-san. I've been looking for it. You sure is polite when talking to strangers. It doesn't act that way around you because it likes you, Bianca-sama. Hey, I don't want that thing to like me. Back to the topic at hand. Bertrand-san, why was the wall so important to the Emperor? Was it only just to collect that strange energy? The one the Indian madman made the Emperor drink? What do you mean by only? That energy is super important. The Emperor's power began to fade over the years. By the time he got that power from the Indian madman, he was nearing the end of his life. If he hadn't done something, his superhuman power would have faded away and would have died soon after, and the new empire he built in Britain would be destroyed. The Emperor began to methodically drink the drug left behind by the madman, which no one knew how to reproduce. Around the time a British officer wanted to become immortal and tried to steal one of his vials. I'm not talking about Hudson Lowe, the man I mentioned earlier. There is a need to look for a replacement for that drug, and if it could be shared with everybody, even better. That reminds me, it was about that time the Emperor learned the secret of the hymn. I don't remember which one happened first, but anyway, the Emperor acquired the power of the hymn and the blueprints to make the wall. One thing at a time, what's the hymn? The hymn is a piece of music made by the prophet. It brings forth the baptism lying dormant inside the people's blood and is engraved by the ancestors to prevent from diluting and losing efficiency. After learning it, the Emperor used that musical piece to make every tribe and settlement swear loyalty to his empire. By baptism, you're referring to the 3 principles mentioned earlier? Yes. First, an individual may not bring harm to the collective or through inaction allow the collective to come to harm. Second, an individual may not bring harm to another individual as long as the first principle is not violated. Third, an individual must obey the orders given by the collective, except where such orders would conflict with the first and second principles. These instincts were engraved into people's blood and gradually spread throughout the continent. All the Emperor had to do was welcome these innate followers with open arms. The Emperor of a foreign land took his servants and swarmed the streets then? Strange things started to happen. Half of those who saw them couldn't help but join them as if they were born to be the Emperor's servants. The Emperor's servants didn't eat, drink, nor sleep. They just followed the Emperor, singing songs in a strange language and marching forward. What the legend said was true? No, it's exaggerating. They didn't drink nor eat. Born to be his servants? Not at all. I can guarantee you, British lady, the Emperor of France would never use such magic-like tactics. Pure nonsense. The Emperor was only doing a demonstration to his men. His brave human power can exceed humanity itself. Why do that? Can he just show them his own power? Before we landed on Amsterdam, the Emperor shared some of his drug with us. He was convinced that only an Emperor would be able to gain such power. Yo, welcome, Barks. Thank you for subscribe. He was convinced that only an Emperor would be able to gain such power, and by that point, there was no need to carefully ration the drug anymore. He knew erecting a wall would be the same as sharing the drug with everybody, though I don't remember where he got that knowledge about the wall from. Probably it must have been in some ruin. I wish I could go back in time before I betrayed the Emperor. Everything was simple and beautiful until that day. I don't know whether the Emperor didn't fully understand the technology used by the Prophet, or he miscalculated something along the way, but in the end, once the wall was up, a lot of innocent people died. They were all the Emperor's men, including new soldiers who believed in him and had the baptism awakened. Not even the Emperor himself expected that many to die. It turned out the baptism from the Prophet wasn't good enough to withstand that kind of evolution. Some survived like me, some others fully evolved like the Emperor did. But many more, approximately 90% of the population, turned into monsters like that Indian madman, or were burned to ashes the moment they were exposed to that energy. How terrible. Indeed. If there's a hell, it would look like that. Some died in agony, some failed to escape, some started crying, some devoured their own companions, some burned to crisps, some shattered to pieces. The remaining 10% coldly looked down at them as if they were unworthy stains on the floor, because of the ancient baptism engraved in their souls. I couldn't stand seeing that. I couldn't stand being by the Emperor's side any longer. Fear overwhelmed my loyalty and I instinctively ran away. Isn't it ridiculous? It wasn't even a real betrayal. I just couldn't bear such a tragedy any longer. I ran away. The Emperor's most loyal soldier ran away. I ran away with my tail between my legs after obtaining that superhuman power. I don't think you should blame yourself for it. Most likely the Emperor created a mighty and merciless nation of superhumans inside the walls by now. Meanwhile, this poor Bertrand is wandering aimlessly outside the wall. I am Bertrand the coward. I can't do anything. I can't even rely well what I know to others. No one is willing to get close to the big scary dragon. No one wants to listen to what I have to say. 99 out of 100 people run away scared after seeing me, and the remaining one tried to kill me for honor and glory. And that damn Persian witch, she trapped me here to take what little injury I had left. Let's end this once and for all. This cowardly doesn't deserve to be called the Emperor's most loyal soldier. Let someone else take that title. Brave ladies, before you face the Emperor, fight against his subordinate as a warm-up. Colonel Bertrand can't join the expedition, so at least let me die in battle. Now, kill me. At least let me die a soldier's death. Hey, what are you saying? Please calm down, Bertrand son. I think... If you want to die so badly, why don't you just do it? Bro, what the fuck, dude? She's always like, man, kill yourself now. Hey, dude, don't joke about that. I wasn't a joke, Bianca-san. All humans eventually die, so choosing how to die is important. But there's something our cowardly over here doesn't understand yet. If you want a soldier's dead, why don't you try battling the monster called Living, and over to find out how long it'll take you to die. The monster called Living? Yep, Living is the toughest opponent in the world. After all, no one can win against it. Even the greatest heroes enjoy battling with all they got. Old people are stubborn, so I'm gonna go on a rant until you get it. Idiot, dying fool, coward. Where did the soldier who sang, chomp through the pot to go? Life is waiting for you to make your next move. There are still many things you can do in this world. That's right. Hey, Bianca-sama, I'm still not done. Shut up and let me talk, or else I'm handing you over to the villagers to use a pickaxe. Colonel Bertrand, we are certainly going to face the Emperor in the future. I understand you can't come with us, but I have the perfect job for you. Huh? Take a good look at this twisted, troubled superhuman worshipping, driven by a superstitious country. What would it be of them if we all leave? Colonel Bertrand, I ask you to please save this land. Would you guide them as the real superhuman that you are? You're better suited for this than the Emperor or the Persian witch because you have a gentle heart. That beautiful heart of yours didn't change after all these years, so please don't let it go to waste. Well said, Valkyrie. Dragon Son, the people of this place don't hate you. Rather, they'll worship you. But I betrayed my Emperor. So what? You think the Emperor never betrayed anyone? He is a man who invaded other countries and built a nation. And for his ambition, he sent many men to their honorable deaths. How many of them you think he betrayed as their emperor? You think he would actually be bothered by your betrayal? I think you make a good point. He's the type of person who wouldn't care about betrayals. Very well. It's your win. I'm truly a fool who can't crawl out of his own problems by himself. Damn you, algae. Damn you, whirlworms. What I've been thinking all this time. Haha, nothing wrong with that. Even the elderly need help every now and then, don't you think so? Moreover, let's get this over with and forget that all in pleasantries. Come on, let's introduce you to everyone right away. Alright. I don't know about a Frenchman ruling over the Mayans, but okay. Yes, Bianca-sama, something in your mind? I wonder if it was really okay for us to push such an important job on that old man. Hey, you're truly a kind person. For a last-minute decision, it was a pretty good one. You think so? His new workplace has nothing to do with his past experiences. It's a perfect opportunity for him to reaffirm his own values. As people say, good work is healthy for the mind and body. So to celebrate the return of the oldest superhuman, the Dragon Colonel Bertrand will be holding a grand ball game tournament. We'll split into red teams and blue teams. Anyone can participate. Yo, it's a classic game. Long live the Nanko-sama. Classic problem. Let's light up the place with torches once it gets dark and let the children welcome the new era with this game. Sorry I'm late. What's going on? Like you just heard, the captain invited people to join a match-up ball game to celebrate the arrival of the Dragon Colonel. Ball game? I can play soccer a little, but what kind of ball game do they play here? Oh, Bianca? It's kinda like soccer. Mesoamerican ball game. According to the results in the Great Library, it's the most popular sport around these parts. It's easy, all you gotta do is hit the ball into little holes. Kickball, Mayan Pits, Nahuatl, Oyamalitztli is a ball game that originated in Mesoamerica and has a history of more than 3,000 years. Since the sport has very long history, its detailed rules will vary with time and location. Generally, it is a two-player or two-sided competition. There's definitely more than two players. Kickball had religious significance in ancient times. The ball itself represents the sun, and the official game is often considered a struggle between the gods in heaven and the lord of the underworld. Finally, the official match, the leader of the losing team will be beheaded or have his heart removed as a living sacrifice. And this skull will serve as the center of the new ball, and the balls were all solid rubber balls at that time. Wait, I think, wasn't it the winners that were sacrificed? El juego de la pelota, Tlachtli. They didn't even have it right. Or I guess it was different for the Mayans, right? Okay. Oh, they even spelled it wrong. It's Uyamatsili, not Oyamatsili. ¿Qué juegas como mantener la pelota en el juego dándole con partes del cuerpo usando pelotas o bates? Basado en los pueblos precolombianos de Mesoamérica, se practicaban tanto en la corte como en celebraciones religiosas. Cada uno conocen a jugar secuencialmente. Era un ritual religioso que simboliza de Huitzilopochtli vencida a su hermana Luna para dar al amanecer. En la zona de Monte Alban, el juego se resolvía en el piso de la cancha. Se golpeaba por la cadera, codos, rodillas para hacer la pelota de un lado al otro. Los muros inclinados a los lados de cancha con una congruosa mezcla. Prepara para los rituales. Doesn't say anything about the Podrían jugar juntos si la pelota acaba la pared al lado del opuesto. Cultura toteca y azteca. Okay, here it is, a human sacrifice. No se recogía la atención protagonista fue culturas Veracruz de los mayas. Las novelas se pueden ser más explícitas de sacrificios humanos en los paneles de juego de pelota. Por ejemplo, el Tajín y el Chichén Itzá, así como la conocida Estela Jugador, la pelota descapitada del sitio apareció en Veracruz. El Popol Vuh, la ratera religiosa, cautivos fueron pronto los manetere. Los miembros del equipo serán colocados en esa mancha de campo, su sangre ofrecida como alimento. Incluso había espicadores de la cabeza de los cuales fueron entrenados con pelotas. Okay, yeah. So, okay, but that was for the Aztecs, that they used their skulls as the basis for the balls and their blood as the sacrifice offering for the gods. That was the Aztecs, not the Mayans though. Pero de cautivos desnudos y meses maltratados, los juegos Pelotan y Chichén Itzá muestran sacrificios platicados, posiblemente el captar el cuerpo del jugador. La decoración de la ciudad prácticamente con el juego de la pelota, ya que cabezas cortadas aparecen en gran parte del arte clásico tardío relacionado junto a la pelota. Okay, yeah, so in the Mayan version, it was the captain. It was the captain of the winning team was the one that was decapitated and sacrificed in the name of the gods. So yeah, they got this wrong, but oh well. In the Aztec version was the one where the losing team was beheaded and sacrificed. Basically, you try to keep the ball in play, you're allowed to only use your head, elbows, knees, and hips. Huh? What an unusual sport. Ah, right, there's another rule. You'll win if you can make the ball go through the opponent's stone hoop. If you make that happen, any point invalidated by the rule violations will be returned to your team. Of course, doing so is not an easy task. A one shot, one kill move, interesting. By stone hoop, you mean that thing hanging on the wall. Yeah. As you can see, it's attached high on the wall and the ring has enough room for a ball to pass through. Nothing is impossible for a Valkyrie. I'll participate, just you watch, I'll show you the legendary one-shot kill move. In that case, I shall be Amaka-sama's opponent. Oh, you want to compete with me, Rita? Excellent, that's how Valkyrie should be, Rita. I accept your challenge. No, Bianca-sama, I just thought the match would be too one-sided if there's Valkyrie on one and only one of the teams. How boring. But you better not hold back during the match, adjourned Rita. Of course, I'll do my best to not disappoint you. Very well. Come on, let's sign up. No, Bianca, you don't know. You don't know. The team captain gets sacrificed. No, Bianca, don't play. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get this game started. Wow. The special red team, 1 shot, 1 kill. The Valkyrie, Bianca Agatina. I'm betting on you, Bianca-sama. Do your best. The special blue team, is that is your order, will not hold back. You're too confident you will lose, Bianca-sama. That's the fucking name? Goddamn. Long ass name. The Valkyrie, Rita Rossweiss. Do your best, Rita-sama. Show those guys how it's done. Things are getting exciting. Think the players are getting nervous too. Now then, ready? Start! Both teams clash as soon as it started. Nice! Bianca hits the ball with her elbow to the center of the court and Bianca swiftly returned it to the back. The red team didn't make it in time. Blue team scores 0-1. The red team quickly claims a point. Bianca performed her service, aimed at the opponent's body 1-1. The match is at a stalemate. Neither team has scored for a while. Oh, a mistake. Bianca made a mistake. She sent the ball flying to the audience. 1-2. Blue team is in the lead. Again, red team missed 2 times in a row. The players at the back missed and sent the ball outside. Is the red team nervous due to their recent mistakes? The red team still keeps making straightforward shots. Could they be perhaps aiming for the stone hoop? Blue team sent the ball unexpectedly to the back of the court. Red team made it in time, but it's a foul. They touched the ball with their hands. That's against the rules, folks. 1-4. Damn. Bianca, you are losing badly. Blue team is 1 point away from a match point. What will the red team do? It seems the players of the red team are trying to communicate with each other using gestures, and it started. It seems the red team is going for an all or nothing shoot. The blue team is playing. Defensively, maintaining their formation. Wow, what was that? What happened? Bianca jumped, turned around midair, and made a shot with her knee. The ball went through the hoop. Bro, look at her. She's doing a chilena. Unbelievable. The red team has made a miraculous comeback. It's the red team's victory, like their name suggests. They ended it with a 1-shot kill move. Congratulations, red team. Congratulations, Bianca. That shot was spectacular. No, the red team wins a special match. The red team wins 14-12. No, Bianca, you're gonna get sacrificed. No. Why did you win? Well played, Rita. I came very close to losing. Yes, that last shot was magnificent. The audience was very excited too. It was great. I really don't get it. Didn't they just lose their leader? How can they carry on like nothing and have fun? Was their fate a lie all along? This is what we call cultura difference. Why did I read that in Spanish? Cultural difference. To be honest, I envy them a bit. You envy them? Yeah, for them a ruler is just a totem. Their lives belong to them and not to someone high above. I think it's a wonderful thing. It's proof that leaders don't interfere in their daily lives. I must admit, that Persian woman was a good ruler, at least in that aspect. The people here worship system, not a particular person. That system does have its fair share of issues, but it's better than a system you can't put your trust on. So even if the High Priestess turns into a dragon colonel, the society won't lose that wonderful thing. Dogma aside, do you actually care if God's name starts with an A or J? Give that a thought, Dragon Colonel. And that's the end. Of what, chapter 16? You know what, let's that should be the end of the Mexican saga, right? Unless there's more. Actually, nah, there's probably more of the Mexican saga. I don't know. Maybe? Or not. Or, you know what? Let's read chapter 18 and see if if they leave Mexico or not. It's only one part, so it shouldn't take too long, right? Fuck, it's already past midnight. The sunsets and the stars make their presence known. The heat coming off from the stadium could still be felt, and the ruins were still decorated with the precious colored lights. This roller coaster-like journey comes to a halt and exhaustion finally caught up to the young Valkyrie. I'm feeling tired all of a sudden. We haven't taken a break in 2 days, haven't we? I just want to lie down and have a good night's sleep. That sounds good. The air here is nice and the terrain has been well maintained. Stop it, or else I'm really going to fall asleep here until tomorrow. Should I bring a tent, then? There won't be a problem if we use one. Yes, there is. Why camp outside if we have a place to stay? For adventure, Bianca, for adventure, come on! Well, resting here doesn't sound so bad. And our quarters are a little too far away. Hey, alright, that's what I'm talking about. Stars are beautiful tonight. This beautiful starry sky has been above us every night here. So why do unpleasant things keep happening? I cannot and the High Priestess, we caused things to end the way they did. Bianca-sama. I know, Rita, I know. If we hadn't intervened, Iketanal probably would have died in a civil war, and the feudal federation under the High Priestess' control would have had to cross the lines that shouldn't be crossed. But I can't help but feel disgusted at my own powerlessness. Please don't blame yourself, Bianca-sama. That isn't like you. I do believe those with power have a responsibility to uphold, but no matter how strong someone is, they can't be omnipotent like God. Not even the Overseer is able to run his organization all by himself. I know that very well. How can I put it? It's like an obsessive-compulsive disorder. If my efforts don't bring the best possible results, I begin to feel depressed. Me too. I hate this kind of self-introspection, but I'm aware this isn't a healthy way of living. I'll probably become a very boring and depressed person in 5 or 10 years. I don't know about that, but this is the only way I know how to become stronger. I have to be strong, way stronger. Most of the people I knew, teachers, fellow Valkyries, are no longer in this world. In our world, people's lives can be torn apart so easily by something beyond our understanding, as if they were a fragile piece of paper. I hate it. That's why I want to do my best, for those who are no longer here. I think it's similar to the reason why you became a maid, right? Huh? Was I mistaken? Rank A Valkyrie, Rita Rosswise, tell me, why did you become a maid? According to the documents I've read, your apprenticeship at the Overseer's place ended a long time ago. Knowing you're interested in me makes me happy. Oh. Please stop teasing me. Wanting to get to know one's subordinates better is a natural thing to do. So, is it something you don't want to share? No, not at all. But it'll take some time to explain. In that case, let me tell you a story. Huh? The story of a certain Valkyrie and a certain girl. The date is 2007, and the location is Manchester, England. 5 years ago, a Honkai incident occurred in the girl's hometown. From a worldwide perspective, it was just a small incident where no one died. Probably only a handful of people remember it ever happened. But that incident was a trigger that changed the life of a little girl who was supposed to inherit her family business and become a florist. She left the flower garden, underwent rigorous training, and became a Valkyrie. That day, a monster that indiscriminately tried to destroy everything in its path appeared. Screams and silhouettes of people panicking flooded the streets. By the time the girl realized what was happening, the monster was already in the vicinity. She was just a regular first-year middle schooler. All she could do was to hide between the stands and pray to be not be found. And then, as if her prayers had been answered, a savior angel appeared. Yo, it's Ragna. Are you hurt, little girl? An angel dressed in lace fought the monsters in front of her. The girl felt that she was watching an art performance. By the time reinforcements arrived and the Honkai beast was dealt with, the girl returned to her senses. And when she couldn't muster up the strength to stand up and walk for herself... Wait. No, that's not Ragna, is it? No need to be shy. You can't count on this big sister in times like these. The safe zone wasn't that far away, so in reality the angel only carried her for about a minute. But to her it felt like an eternity, a moment of bliss full of light and pleasant aromas. Purity, elegance, warmth, strength, every virtue of mankind could be felt coming off her. Although back then the little girl was too shy and couldn't express those feelings inside her heart properly. Yeah, you should be safe here. There's a chance the site of the incident could be dangerous, so don't wander off, okay? Wait, no, that is Ragnar, right? Uh-huh. Ah, are you worried about the flowers? Don't worry, I think the insurance company has you covered. No, I wanted to thank you very much. You're welcome. As thanks, if you feel like it, come visit my shop anytime tomorrow. Here, my business card. The angel put down the girl on a bench and immediately went somewhere else. The girl carefully looked at the card Angel gave her. She called it her business card, but it was a card for a certain cafe. Abyss Angel, Liverpool Street 243. Are they trying to increase their number of customers? The girl thought. On the following day, the girl arranged a flower bouquet, waiting for the angel, and visited Abyss Angel in the afternoon, right after opening time. Excuse me? Only then the words came out of her mouth. She realized how careless she had been. She went as far as preparing a flower bouquet, but never asked the angel for her name. Fortunately, the inside of the store wasn't so big, and the angel quickly noticed the little girl. Good day, little lady. You came after all. I'm so happy. You know her, Auslug? Yeah, we met yesterday. Thank you for saving me yesterday. This is a token of my appreciation. I thought some flowers would suit you well. Oh my, they're so pretty. Thank you. Would you like a cappuccino? It's on the house. Delicious. I am honored by your praise, little lady. There's no need to call me lady. I understand, it's part of the job, but it's a bit embarrassing. I'm Rita Rossweiss. Please just call me Rita. Rita, spelled like R-I-T-A? What a nice name. I am Ragna. It is Ragna, I knew it. Ragna Lothbrok. A pleasure to be your acquaintance, Rita. Huh? Didn't the other mate call you Aslog? Yeah, that's kind of a pseudonym I was given for my work here. The name Aslog was taken from the same source, and it's way cuter than Ragna. Ragna and Aslog have the same source? Ah, the famous Viking hero. The name of his wife was Aslog. Yes, it's that Ragna. My mother wanted to raise me as a warrior, so she came up with that name. My surname also happens to be Lothbrok. Your mother? One would think the father in the family would have those kind of ideas. Well, she's a Valkyrie. It was inevitable. Valkyrie? Like an idol from Chisco? No, we're not idols. We're genuine soldiers. My actual job is to deal with Honkai incidents like the one from yesterday. I see, so that's why you were able to beat that monster. Huh? But then, why is a Valkyrie working as a part-time maid in a cafe? Do they also do this? I'm sorry you had to see me like that. My part-time job is part of a 2-week-long social activity. Actually, I'll be leaving Manchester tomorrow. Ah, is that so? Social activities. I understand. Speaking of that, do you know what kind of advantages people in the service industry have met when it comes to communicating with others? Advantage? Like being able to gather information? Eavesdropping? Valkyries aren't spies. They don't do that kind of work. But you weren't that far off. What I mean is that it's easy for people in the service industry to reach to the truth. Like a customer not bothering to lie in front of a waiter? Exactly. People often live their lives wearing a mask, specifically in this country. It is said human relationships are like porcupines. They keep each other close for warmth, but if they get too close, they'll pinch each other with their little nails. So what you do is keep a low profile, appear not to be obviously threatening. People often lower their guards around these close to them. That way you'll be able to find out what a person really is like. If you don't mind me asking, were you embarrassed when you began working as a maid? Yo, Hakiyu, what's up? Yeah, we are. Not for long, but we are. We're trucking out here. Yeah, it definitely was. But if you think about it, it's a real life experience worth checking out, don't you think so? The angel and the girl spent the rest of the day talking. They talked a lot. The fact that the girl ended up becoming a maid like her later in life was just a happy coincidence. Ah, you fell asleep, Bianca-sama. Aw, it was like a bedtime story. You didn't get to hear Ragna-sama's name then. And here I finally mustered the courage to talk about her. Aw. Almost slept through your alarm today. Can't be doing that. Can't be late to work, my boy. Good timing, Rita. Have a job you can do. Anything you desire, overseer. Take a look at these documents. No matter what happens, I need you to secure the growth of this girl. Bianca Ataigina, rank A Valkyrie, 12 years old. 12 years old? Yes, she's 12 years old. She's the youngest A-rank Valkyrie in all of history. Speaking of age, if I recall correctly, you were 13 when you joined the headquarters for training on the Ragna's recommendation. Yes, I am honored you remembered. It's nothing special. I know every detail about every A-rank Valkyrie. For instance, the woman who recommended you Ragna was a splendid Valkyrie, just like you are right now. Her death was a great loss for us. Reader Rossweiss. I ask you, the finest Valkyrie, recommended by the late Ragna Lothbrok. Please look after this kid who decided to follow Ragna's footsteps and become a Valkyrie. Your orders are my will, Overseer. But if I may ask, do you consider Bianca-sama as a sample or a person? Haha, you've been trained well. Let me put it this way, Rita. I have special expectations from this girl. Not so special to the point I need to hide them, but to talk about them requires certain conditions to be met. It would be appropriate to quote that line from that famous novel in times like this. Wait and hope. Well, that was a nice little chapter with some Rita backstory. And it's 12:30, which means it's a good time to head on out. And yep, and they're leaving Mexico, so that's the end of that saga.
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
Siri, I'm not talking to you.
Okay.
Oh, that was something. So that seems as good as time as any to put a good end to tonight's. And wow, this BN is really good. Right? Just like, okay. Like, jeez. So we did, wow, chapter 9 to 18. Holy shit. That is a lot. A lot more than I needed to. A whole 9 chapters. Well, I guess it's the same as last time. Which means we have how many more left? 31. So 31 minus 18 equals 13. Divide that by 2 equals 6.5. Wow. So next time we could read 6 chapters. That's gonna be a short stream. And then at the end we could read 7 to finish it off. So 18 plus 6 equals 24. So we'll read up to chapter 24 next time. And then we'll read from from 25 to 31. Yeah, that sounds good. Oh, we're in chapter 19 now. Yeah, we'll read up to chapter 25 next time. It's a lot on the gallery. So that makes sense that one of what's his name? The latest Rita suit, her whole set was Ragna. That's cool. Damn, we got a lot of these this time. All of the Shakespeare's ones. There was like 4 for just one scene. Oh, this one's cool. I like this one. I might use this one as a thumbnail for next time. Oh, that one was so sad. Why did she have to go? Wow, we got through a lot actually. Holy shit. And then that's it. That's the end of it. Don't want to spoil the rest. So yeah, I'm gonna cut it off here. It's already late as fuck. God damn it. I did not want to stay up this late. So next stream will probably be on Friday, I want to say. And it's gonna be either Star Rail, probably Star Rail. If not Star Rail, maybe Ether Gazer. I know the Snowbreak beta is already about to end this week, but honestly, I think just one stream for now would be fine, which was the one that we did last week. And then I know I'm gonna make a video for Snowbreak for sure, like, you know, giving my my impressions on the beta, what I think, if the game has a good future or not, which I think it does. I mean, that gameplay is fucking hype. That shit was fun as hell. But it'll probably, you know what? Yeah, it's gonna be Star Rail for sure. It's coming out. It's coming. I already started recording a lot of things. The script, I still have that that void in the middle with the Honkai stuff I'm missing, but it's coming along. It should be out this month for sure. For sure this month. So yeah, Friday I'll probably do Honkai Star Rail. I don't know if I want to do Belobog ending or the event, because I need to start the Lofu planet soon. Or should I say planet? Or is that the right thing to say? Or world? I don't know. But I gotta start that soon, and I gotta do the event. Man, I also want to do Terry's magical event as well. Hopefully soon I'll open up cups. So if you want some artwork done for the stream, yo, for sure. Hopefully I'm not I actually get the job I had to interview for, which I think it went pretty good, but I talked to the recruiter lady yesterday, or this morning. No, wait, it was yesterday. It was yesterday. And she told me they're still interviewing a couple more people earlier in the week, but she should tell me by tomorrow or Friday if I got the job or not. So fingers crossed it happens, because if I do get that job, it'll be perfect. It's gonna be Monday through Friday from like 7 a.m. to 4:30 daily, weekends off, and then I'll have every night off, right? So none of that overnight bullshit. So I'll be able to stream during the week. Probably not long stream, because, you know, I gotta get up in the morning earlier, but it'll be like 2 or 3 hour streams. And then I'll have the whole weekend to do whatever I want to do. And yeah, it'll be great. I hope I get it. It's what I've been wanting to have, like, logistics wise and shit like that. So hopefully it comes out, and then I won't be struggling for money. I'm like literally struggling, like daily. Bank chilling, hopefully, yeah, hopefully. So I'm just praying and hoping she gets back to me tomorrow or Friday. I need this. But yeah, so probably Friday next time. If not, Saturday for sure for Honkai chapter 18, right? It's chapter 18, right? Fuck, that reminds me, I need to finish editing the other videos too. I have a video coming out for the Bianca chapter with Kevin. And then I gotta do chapter 17. I gotta edit chapter 17. Definitely with the big with the massive animation at the end. That was fucking hype. But I want to do like chapter 9, where I have like a bunch of like the important shit, at the beginning and then like finish it off with the animation. And then I also want to do another video just for like the random ass May shit we watched. That'll be a fun
I
time.
didn't get that. Could you try again?
No, Siri, why are you turning on?
I don't have an answer for that. Is there something else I can help with?
No, nothing. Thank you.
Okay.
She doesn't even say you're welcome. That's so rude. But yeah, I gotta go to bed. Catch y'all later. Thank you for showing up. And then I'll catch y'all next time. So, peace. Oh, I got a lot of things coming. Hopefully I have time. I got a lot of other videos I gotta work on. Alright, well, peace. Good night too, Koga.
Can we see the final at the end of day, at the end of day? Take me to the abyss, nothing left to lose, nothing left to lose.
虚しくなってしまうでしょうひび割れた街の中僕の声が聞こえるかい赤い大空に羽がないけど舞い上がれる絶望の世界で生きてる意味は Waiting for you Can't wait see the final At the end of day At the end of day Take me to the abyss Nothing left to lose Nothing left to lose夕焼けに溶けて世界虚しくなってしまうでしょうひび割れた街の中僕の声が聞こえるかい I just stand on the edge of world 星がないけど輝いてく絶望の世界で生きてる意味はAt the end of day, take me to the abyss. Nothing left to lose, nothing left to lose. Here we see the final, like a falling star, like a falling star. 君の手で切り裂いて終わりの日よ Here we see the final, like a falling star, like a falling star. 君の手で切り裂いて